Too late, but
Oh no,
Too
wait.
late. Too
we
late.
are live. Say happy 50th episode, everybody! Woo!
Happy 50th episode, everybody.
As
Yay.
expected, we are running late.
Yep.
But yes, we are on
Classic.
theme today with our little pajama party.
And our stuffies, squishmallowies.
I know it doesn't look like it, but I am actually in my pajamas.
I was gonna say, you all just look like you're wearing t-shirts.
No, but
Yeah.
like this is like an extra long t-shirt, and I have cactus pants on, so
Nice.
It's an extra long t-shirt.
yeah.
Extra long, extra
Yeah,
comfy.
I like
It's
Okay.
well, it's like a really oversized t-shirt.
Maybe we should have specified we need to be wearing like the kind of pajama tops that say like, "Don't talk to me before I had my coffee."
The thing is, like, I don't actually have like pajamas. I just have like old t-shirts that I wear.
Christie's is more or less exactly that.
Yeah, it's just old
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
t-shirts
should we
and
do a
whatever
fashion
comfortable
show?
shoes. Yeah, why not? Everyone show off your PJs.
Well, then I'm glad I wore the one that I can stand up in.
If it's stream friendly,
I
if
have
it's stream
matching-
friendly.
I got
I
matching
made
missile
boys,
command,
yeah.
nerdy stuff, nice and light.
I have a bun that says "hop into bed,"
Aww.
and then
That's
pants kind of match. They're also buns because of course they are.
Aww.
of course.
Oh god, I just see my Gengar like tipped in the background. We should have a Squishmallow
Wow.
show.
Squishmallow.
Plushy show.
Yeah.
Christy, show us your shirt. Show us your jammies.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted because of the AC in the back, but it just says,
It's-
This is my happy face.
yeah.
This is your
I think
little
it's-
center on camera. There you go.
Yeah, okay, I don't have Twitch open, but yeah. This is my happy face. Very suitable for Bree.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, perfect.
I don't have any pattern, just blue velvet.
Blue velvet. Very desire.
Is that comfortable to sleep in?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be. I thought it
It's
would get really
stretchy.
hot. No, because
Well,
velvet's warm.
it's getting to a time of year where it's getting a bit warm, but the other one was sheer lace, so
Oh my!
Not string friendly.
no, I told you.
And
But-
as for yeah. As for me,
Give us a twirl,
boring.
Morgan.
I'm just wearing.
Mine's wearing
I
a
wear a
smoking jacket.
t-shirt, so I'm just wearing my dressing gown.
I
Which is
also
funny
have my
'cause-
dressing gown.
It's one of the hottest days so far in Vancouver.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, oh man, it's like 30 degrees today.
Yeah, you guys are wearing like complete opposite things.
Otherwise, it's a koala underneath.
My dressing
Alright.
gown also has a bunny on it.
Everyone
that's
go get it.
cute.
Everyone go
Very
get a
nice.
plushie for show and tell.
I don't have any.
I got my clam plush.
What's the
you've
weirdest
got
plush I have on my bed?
Cappuccino.
Oh, let me
Ooh,
think. Hold on.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. That requires going and getting it.
I also have long red panda. Bit long.
Very long.
Looks like a baguette.
So long. It's long.
Long.
I have Carson the camel.
Carson.
Yeah, Carson.
Yeah, this is probably the weirdest plush I have on my bed.
Giant squid.
Its name is Dennis.
It's an octopus.
I originally
Dennis.
bought him for my dog, but he was terrified of it, so now I have him.
Oh, poor Vector.
And I also
Now
have
poor
a turnip.
Lisa.
Oh, turnip must be very
Oh,
cute.
stonks.
Turnip from Animal
Yeah.
Crossing. Yeah, this is
Oh,
Stonks from Animal Crossing.
yeah.
Yeah, the stonks.
Made by Sandra.
Mhm.
Alright, I'll get my Carson back. Album back. Wait.
I also have a succulent.
We're sponsored by Swishmail this episode.
Nice
we
try.
wish.
Carbon.
That'd be great.
Well, he's a Kevin, because I have like an axolotl collection on my bed. So, and then they're all called Kevins, but this one particular was meant to go in my car as a pillow. So he got cold carbon, but then he ended up coming into the bedroom anyway. But he's still carbon. Anyway. Yeah, I have I have a concerning amount of like axolotls on my bed now, like at least 4.
You've reached the tipping
Definitely
point where
not.
that's going to be like the gift that you get.
Yeah.
No,
know,
but
like-
the problem is like I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't know if it's in Canada, but Build-A-Bear released another axolotl like a couple of days ago, and it's the same
one.
plushie version, but it has like rainbow gills and like a rainbow tail. It's like a gay axolotl, and I'm just
Yeah,
like I
you
feel like
need
I
that.
have to get it.
I think you do. Yeah.
It's a gax
Hey, at least I didn't buy the
Contractually obligated.
$250 1.2 meter one. It did
Should've
release. That
thought.
was literally the size of a small child.
I don't know. I think that sounds like a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cut your dice habit and feed your axolotl
haven't-
plushie habit.
I haven't bought dice since last year.
That is
Congratulations.
blasphemy.
Doubt.
See.
Press F to doubt.
No, I actually haven't, because like I don't have it in real life
Good,
game happening right now, so like I don't feel like it's fair for me to buy dice that it's not gonna get rolled.
Yeah, I get it.
So when you guys come back, the habit's gonna start again. That's what I'm saying.
So
we're
it's our
responsible.
fault.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh boy.
Okay, so, anyways,
Oh, we just got a bunch of gift subs. I just saw.
oh,
Oh,
oh, thank you.
oh my god, do we have a tie in the chat?
Oh, Ty, hey Ty.
They may not all be here. If there's subs that are gifted, they can give them to like
All people who are not watching.
people who haven't even
Aw,
watched before
thank you.
sometimes. So
Oh,
Ah,
nice. Okay, well, thank you, whoever
Oh, thank you very much,
gifted that.
kind
That's very
gifter.
cute. Thanks. Alrighty. So, now that we're
Happy
done with our show and
50th
tell,
indeed.
yeah,
impressive.
yes.
Guys,
presents.
For those who don't know, we started this stream September 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
In,
Yeah.
when Victoria, Australia was in peak lockdown, and I think Canada was also kind of going through similar. So it was kind of we actually did our first Curse of Strahd session, I think in July or June. And that was when we went through the Death House. Originally, we did that as just a way for all of us to, get together, catch up, and just have something to do whilst the world was falling apart. And then we kind of did it as like a, hey, if we enjoyed this, maybe we'll turn it into a bigger campaign. And so those are our lost episodes, I guess, the 2 episodes of Death House that wasn't recorded and wasn't streamed.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that all these characters got together. That was my first time DMing what was potentially became a full-on campaign. But then after that, it's just been like this since.
Yeah, it's been a fun time. It's been a fun, long adventure. I think it's been great to, especially like you said, the early lockdown stuff. It was nice to just, see everyone's faces and have something nice and consistent to do every other weekend.
Yeah, made a
and
real
difference. And I'm honestly really proud of this team for the fact that even though we're out of lockdown now, everyone is still consistently turning up every 2 weeks just to go through the shit that I throw them in. And I can't believe we're going up onto 3 years, which is probably one of the longest Curse of Strahd campaigns I've heard of. Any other team playing.
Well, we play
just-
fortnightly.
yeah, and we do a lot of RP, and
We do,
also we
yeah.
try not to just murder hobo our way through things.
And also, there's been so much extra things that I've added that's, extra supplements that the community has written, extra stuff that I've just come up with. There's been, I can't wait for, the campaign to be over and for you guys just to, hit me with questions of, for me to finally be able to, sort of lift that veil and be what's actually raw and what isn't. Because
Very
I would
nice.
say at this point, it's probably a good, 50-50 on what's actually part of the
Ow.
OG story and what isn't. But yeah, that's why our campaign is taking so fucking long.
Well, also you threatened us with being halfway through, and then we're like, okay, we're going to spend 5 episodes in
Yeah.
Krezek, which has
50
Nothing
more.
taken by Raw, I think.
That's
I
what we're
don't think
aiming
we're gonna
for.
get to 50 more. I think I will be surprised if we don't finish it by this year, but we'll see how we go.
Oh! Sounds like a threat whenever you say it.
Yeah.
You don't want to
You will be
expand the
finished
wide world of
this year.
Ravenloft?
Well, it kind of depends on how you guys end up tackling the final showdown, I guess. But anyways, so
When Desire conquers all of them and makes all of Strahd and their wives her new, wives, and
My wives.
integrate them into the Ravenswood family, and they
Yeah.
now rule Barovia, it'll be a whole other campaign.
oh god,
And the Ravenswood polycule.
there's no supplement for that.
What? Travesty.
What?
What?
Roll to seduce,
It's a
baby.
very different
Roll the
RPG.
seduce. That's gonna be a hell of a consecutive seduce rolls there.
Honestly, we've yet to actually have a roll to seduce. I don't think.
Fair.
Do you want us
That's
to
not a
do
challenge. That is not a challenge.
Yeah.
We'll save that for Candlekeep. I'm sure that'll come up many, many times. Conrad.
Oh god.
Oh no.
So, previously on our last session, our players all leveled up to level 10. So instead of our usual RP question, I think we're just gonna go through everyone, and given that level 10 is such a big leap in abilities and whatnot, everyone can just sort of do a little show and tell on what your characters can do now. So, who actually has all of the sheet ready to go?
Yeah, thank you.
I can go first, since I've already
Alright,
been
cool.
thinking and discussing the main thing that clerics get at level 10 and Juice is getting now is his ability to call on Oladra directly with divine intervention.
You got a direct line.
Hello, Oladra, you there? So
Moshi moshi, moshi moshi.
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So essentially now, if you don't know what divine intervention is, it's essentially it's at level 10. It's a 10% chance essentially that you can call on your god to intervene in a time of need directly. So it kind of is like a mini wish type spell in which most of the time you ask for something and the DM can use like any level spell essentially to help the cleric and whatever they're asking for. There's a lot of leeway to that. It could be something else. It could be anything within reason, I guess, or the imagination that's being called upon. So essentially, Juice will call Oladra to help attack or give some information or re-empower a member with powers for spell slots or something. We've talked about a little bit behind the scenes as to what the extent of divine intervention can do, but I think we're gonna play it by ear and see what dire moments Oladra may or may not answer. The thing with divine intervention is that you can cast it once a day. However, only if it doesn't succeed. If it succeeds, you have to wait a whole week before attempting it again. So
That's like 3 months
Man.
out.
yeah, exactly. We're in game. We've spent like 5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Less.
Well, a little more than that. We're like a month and a half. In fact, if we have 2 long rests this session, we'll hit day 50 on
Yeah.
session 50.
Yeah.
Oh
so like
shit.
Oh! Well,
So,
we're not
like,
doing two more
every-
rests, are we?
Oh, according to Keikaku.
every like
We should-
8 sessions in theory is like a week almost. So like divine intervention, if it
We're
ever
playing in
succeeds,
real time.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it just has like that cool potential of something crazy happening like in a moment that you need it. So yeah.
And it's only a 10% chance that it can
It's a-
succeed.
Yeah, well, it's essentially your cleric level. So I roll a D100 essentially, and if it's a 1 to 10, then it succeeds. Anything lower than that, it does not succeed. So and it's not like I wake up in the morning, no, cast my divine intervention, you know, like it's like you're out of options, like you don't know what else to do in a
desperation
situation.
thing.
A
Like you're desperately
desperation
praying to
thing.
your god.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's been used in like if anyone else watches like Critical Role, it's been used a lot. Like it's been used 3 times that they're just asking for information. I think twice it actually worked out that way, but it really depends on the DM and how they want to use it. I don't think.
Cat.
Yeah, Cat's like, ooh, divine intervention. Yes, I'll come in. Your god is here. Hmm? So yeah, very
Fine
excited to
this.
see what may or may not happen. It may happen that it'll never work from here until the end of the
Got
campaign.
tail.
But yeah, little
Tail.
raptor tail.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't
Getting guys in
lucky
your
that.
place. Okay. Oh, and you're moving my lights. Okay. Yes. Okay.
It's like, excuse me, that is my lap. How
Okay,
dare?
yeah, I'll now pay attention to the cat while the next person goes.
I can go next. It's very basic for me. So HP wise, funny story. I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
No.
Rip.
So yeah, still I am going to be quite squishy. But yeah, apart from that, ability score upgrade. So I just chose more dex and some constitution, aka some health.
You got so much
That's
health because that rounded you up, right?
Yeah, so it was a plus 10. And then plus 2, so it's 12 extra HP.
Beefy.
It's okay, Lisa doesn't need to know that. Lisa doesn't-
She's arranging her audience in the background there. It's great.
she's already like consistently trying to kill like Marcus and Bree, so it's fine.
Yeah. I'll just make sure to keep casting aid on you.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
a
it.
little collection in the bag.
More
Very
dex, a bit of health.
Dex. Dex.
Dex. Ooh, CC.
Is there no features for rogues in level 10?
I mean, it was either features or increased ability score. Like,
Oh, okay, so you
we
went
chose
with increased
ability.
ability score.
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
So yeah, that's it.
Rogue go stab. A little bit harder now.
Maybe.
Sounds good.
I don't know if the dice is increased. No, I think it's the same. I think it's the same.
Oh.
You're just faster.
Tankier and faster. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
which is great for the
I
frontliner.
mean, faster to dodge things, hopefully. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I'll go
Morgan,
next.
I know you have a lot.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So first of all,
Morgan starts the PowerPoint.
yeah. So first
Welcome
of
to my
all,
TED Talk.
yeah. Let me just share my screen. We'll go. No. Okay.
A keynote.
So first of all my infusions that buff things like straight buffs, like +1 to AC or +1 to spell casting for Desire, they all get a buff to +2.
Nice.
So that's Marcus. His armor goes up by 1. Desire's spell attack goes up by 1. Bree, your short sword is now a +2, so you can upgrade that.
Manually or?
I think you have to add it as like a new item. So yeah,
Oh,
manually.
okay.
Unfortunately.
So I'll switch it out with the
Yeah.
+1 short sword. Is it?
Yeah, switch out the +1 and put in a +2.
Okay, thanks, mate.
No worries, bud. I also get a new infusion that I can make. So I picked the winged boots. So Desire will be wearing some very classy winged heels later when I get a chance to make
You
them.
didn't tell me.
So I need to
What a nice
start
surprise.
throwing you some aerial enemies. Is what I'm doing.
Yeah, to chase down. Please, no. Be good to my wife.
No.
No wife.
There's the free one. And then lastly, the other thing he gets is his ability to make common and uncommon magic items is greatly accelerated. So he now can make them in a quarter of the time at half the cost,
Damn.
as he's able to reduce, He's more
Efficient.
efficient. Yeah.
Will he be arming the peasantry and helping all the citizens of Barovia revolt now?
No,
Oh.
because
fast.
I think it would be bad to do that because they would all die. Because
fair.
it doesn't change the fact they have 4 hit points and a fireball kills them no matter what.
Good point.
And then Strahd's undead just come in, pick up the +1 swords and start whacking us.
Yeah.
That's strategy. And there's one more thing. Learning from his mistakes, he gets 1 new cantrip, and he picked Prestidigitation.
Nice.
What other choices did he have?
Like a bunch
Twitch
of
strike.
boring attack stuff. Like no one cares about attacks. Prestidigitation. That's where magic has
That's
reached
where
its
it's at.
peak.
You all seem to get splattered with Viscera quite a bit.
You do, yeah. I wonder
You
why
seem
that
to
happens.
get a lot of it last session.
So we don't even need a shop in Barovia because Marcus could just make anything.
Yeah.
True that. Just give
I
me
mean, yeah.
gold and I make stuff.
Literally by raw, there's like no shops in this campaign. It's like maybe one shop. So it's like I'm already like being very generous.
Bring
Thank you so
back
much.
Taylor.
Well, you guys gotta. He needs like a new location. His previous one was
Oh
destroyed.
shit. Right, shit. If we ever get back to Krezek, we have that scroll of creation. We could create him a shop out of a spell.
That sounds like
Sure,
an
use
important
that.
use of our magical resource.
Yeah, if you want Taylor, you gotta be willing to create
Yes,
the Taylors.
What the hell are you guys gonna spell creation?
I was hoping you would
no.
want
It was like in
What
loot.
I can ever see.
kind of deal.
It's in loot. I forget where we got it. Probably the
I'm
crypt.
sorry, I don't even remember where I gave it to you guys, but okay.
I mean,
Reading
yeah.
the stuff off of the list. Like, yeah.
At least it's just like,
Yeah, we got
what?
it, yeah.
You have a what?
Wait, what?
We
have a
get
what?
to confront Strats. Like, I pull out the machine gun. Like, when did I get
I was like, you
that?
shot the one.
What's up?
This was raw?
It's like I pull out a rocket launcher. Like, wait.
Hasta la vista, Strahd.
Okay. Who else do we have? The Desire and Annie.
Well, Marcus has kind of already started explaining all the buffs that I get at this level are from Marcus. Besides that, I get
Kitten, come over here.
Fiendish Resilience, which means that every time I finish a rest, I get to choose 1 damage type to gain resistance to.
Ooh.
Oh shit, that's really strong considering you already have fire and cold resistance.
Yeah, and this one includes not just elemental resistances, but like weapon damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Might have to
Strong.
figure out what Strahd does the most of.
Yeah, so I have to kind of pay attention and learn what kind of enemies we're about to face to kind of choose that a bit carefully.
It's like in the video games where you like get to a new level and like they all have this new ability and it's just like the primer for what the boss is gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're gonna become very hard to hit,
that's
basically.
me. Yeah. If I have my way impossible, I'm just gonna blink out of existence.
Okay, and Annie?
Yes. First. With my level up and changing spells, is that a just 1 in, 1 out?
Annie is that student doing the test, and
Yeah.
the teacher's like, "Time's up." They're literally trying to pull it out of her hands.
wait, what was your question? Say again.
With leveling up and changing spells, is it just I can remove 1 and add 1, or remove 2 and add 2, or resubstitute the whole lot, or?
I think with learned spellcasters, it's 1 per level up. In and out.
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
but it's up to your DM. Your DM can
Yeah.
allow more than 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there more than one you want to do?
There is, just because on my level up and so Annie's taken a 3rd level in Paladin and taken the Oath of the Ancients, which actually allows her access to speak with animals, which she did have as a spell previously. So I was like, well, that's no use taking up a spell slot now.
Yeah, so multi-classing, your Bard Annie has Speak with Animals, but now Pala Annie has Speak with Animals, so no need for it twice. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's reasonable, yeah.
Okay. You don't, yeah.
Well, she will switch out her her now known by heart Speak with Animals with Locate Object. And she's also changed.
You didn't have that before?
There was something else that was. What?
You didn't have Locate.
I had it as something that I could focus on for the day and choose to have.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it required that ritual at the start of the day to be able to have. Now it's just there, which is, I'm like, this is handy. I enjoy having this. I'd like not to actually only prepare it. And something else I swapped out. I can't remember what it was. I'll look at my sheets later and figure it out. But she's also learnt comprehend languages, so she's just been really fucking studious.
You're gonna introduce yourself to everyone, everything,
everyone.
We just need.
Hi, hola, buongiorno. I'm Annie.
We just need.
Annie. What does you want, Annie?
We just need Annie to learn to animate objects and speak with objects, and the whole.
And then.
She's gonna be a Disney princess, like at that point, for all the
so with
things.
Comprehend languages, it's also like written, yeah. And it's any language, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh
I
god.
believe so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like if it does come up, and if it's not something I'm really prepared for, I'll just kind of give you like the general gist of what that thing is saying.
Yeah. Sure.
It probably won't be exact.
Yeah, not a direct translation. Well, actually, I think the
just Google Translate it.
The text was actually something like you learned the literal wording of.
Yeah,
my
but
god!
I'm just like I'm not always gonna have the literal wording prepared, so I'm like it's giving this. It's what I'm trying to say.
It's giving. It's giving.
It's giving.
Okay,
It's giving.
Yeah, so Annie's got a few other things with her level 3 paladin power up, level up. So we've got harness divine power, which I can expend a channel divinity to fuel spells, which I can do sort of once per long rest at this level. I'm immune to disease. Cute. Can eat whatever.
Wait, immune to disease is not immune to poisoning, though.
No.
Correct. But still, Annie, you are now a food tester.
And her channel divinity, she has taken the Oath of the Ancients, which allows in 2 channel divinity options, which is Nature's Wrath and Turn the Faithless.
Explain.
And then, okay, Nature's Wrath, you can use your channel divinity to invoke primeval forces to ensnare a foe with Spectral Vine, so she can start grabbing all the things that have been grabbing her.
Mm-hmm.
So you can summon vines, essentially?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But we might flavor it with maybe like hands of lost sort of people or spectral ghosts, if that's okay.
Yeah, all of that sounds cool.
Awesome. Just because she's not real. Like I've resisted so hard taking Speak with Nature. I'm like, let's just stay away from plants. Let's just have one thing that she's not on the level of. And the other one is Turn the Faithless.
Oh yeah, sorry. Keep going.
You thinking about Raimi from JoJo? Like now, Annie can basically do that.
No, because I think I read a tweet, like a joke tweet somewhere, where it's like if you have Speak with Dead and Speak with Plants, you can technically talk to furniture.
You can't concentrate on both at once.
I'm just like,
do you
thank
want to
God for
open that door, Lisa? God.
And Turn the Faithless is again using the Channel Divinity to utter ancient words that are painful for Fae and Fiends to hear, and present holy symbol to them within 30 feet, and they must make a Wisdom save on a failed. So if it says they are turned for 1 minute or until they take damage.
Yeah,
so it's basically like turn
creature
undead.
must spend-
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah,
Juice
but-
turns undead, you turn Fae and Fiends. So
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
a turn
Covering our
to not
bases.
have- Basically, none of that
Yeah.
in the next 2 sessions. Oh, I saw Winston walk
yeah,
in the
can I-
background.
nice.
And
Yeah.
with those oaths, I get 2 spells with the ancients, and one of them is oh, actually no, that's right. One of them is ensnaring strike, and the other was speak with animals. So I think maybe my note here is wrong, that I've got some other spell that I took up instead. I'm so sorry. This is a mess. I got some shit. Okay.
So level 10 is a lot.
And multi-class
It's a
is a
lot.
lot.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was there was another swap out that later. I've somehow have hallucinatory terrain here.
Interesting choice.
That sounds a bit strong for a level 5 paladin.
She's a level 3 paladin.
Is that a paladin spell? Hallucinatory
No, it's a
terrain?
bard spell.
It
It's
might
gonna
be a
Earth
bard
Seven.
spell.
Ancient.
Interesting choice.
I'll sort out my mess of a character later. Sorry.
Let me have a look real quick. I just hadn't heard of that spell before. What level is this?
I don't think
I
it
mean,
really
it's a
does much.
Bard's-
Oh, it's a
bard's
fourth
spell.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
4th level.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's alright. Alright, cool. That's everyone, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, if there's any changes you guys want to make later on, feel free. Just let me know. Okay, so previously on the Mist-Fortunate Shepherds, as you all try and get your bearings in the dark chamber, you follow the gentle slope towards the southeast side, with the phrase, "The only way out is down," echoing through your mind. You encounter several deadly monsters living in the dark, drawn to your presence by the sounds. You fight through bands of Ruddikins, Howlers, and Corpse Flowers, narrowly missing more monsters prowling in the area. Soon you find yourself at the Shrine of the Mountain Fane, where a twisting path leads down into an endless void, whilst the statue of the Huntress watches over you. A few of you touch the statue, and you experience various visions, which all seem to end with a large, dark-skinned woman with antler horns pushing you into the pit behind you. After a lot of back and forth and arguing, with Bree and Desire staunchly refusing to trust the Mountain Fane due to the terrible experiences they had in the in the past encounters, you'll eventually jump/fall into the pit and into the endless dark. Eventually, you land unscathed in a chamber lined with soft moss and dirt that breaks your fall. Remembering the phrase, you begin to dig into the ground, soon hitting light and what seems to be sky underneath your feet. Jumping into the hole, you feel the earth underneath your feet shift, and suddenly you're reorientated, and you're standing up still in the middle of the standing stones of the hill. As the last of you tumble out, the earth sinks, filling in the hole, and the exit to the underground is gone. You can feel a shift in the atmosphere, like a change in the wind, something that feels different, and suddenly this light begins to emit from the trunk of the Gothias tree behind you, as what appears to be a portal of light ignites into space, and through the portal you see a large silhouette with antler horns. And, okay, so going into now, out the portal steps this tall, muscular woman. She has grey skin, kind of like a drow, this long, white, messy hair that rests upon her shoulders, kind of like snow on a mountaintop. And her temple is adorned with this enormous pair of stag antlers, adding significantly to her already very tall height. She's holding onto a staff that's made from this twisting wooden vines, and at the very top, this large stone streaked with this glowing green veins is set into the wood to act as a club. Her expression is quite stern. Her lips is thin in a frown. She looks over you all for a bit, and then this gentle smile creeps across her face, softening her features, and this ethereal voice just echoes out. And she goes, "Heroes of the Mist, you have defied the filth that Strahd von Zarvich desecrated my home with, and by claiming victory over the impossible, you have restored my shrine and returned some of my powers. I didn't think I'll get to walk in this body again." She looks down at her hands. "Feels surreal, but I thank you for not giving into the darkness." As she lowers her hand to help those of you up on from the ground. No one's gonna say anything.
We're taking all this in for a second. You
This
seem
is different. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
so. It seems like you both have a lot of power, but at the same time, not a lot of power being here because of Strahd. Seems.
Yes. When Strahd desecrated my home, through a long period of time, he took my powers bit by bit. As he stripped away my powers, he moved his horrible monsters into my lair until they eventually took over most of it. I was able to hide some of my powers away in a plane underneath a tree, but other than that, I had not much control over my home anymore.
And now with the monsters that we cleared out, is it going to take a long time for you to regain your power?
Yes, I believe with the very last of my sister's Fane still being in the state that it is, none of us have our powers up to its full capacity yet. I think what she's trying to say is that yes, she doesn't have all of her powers back by completing what Strahd had made to be impossible. You've given her a little bit of it back, so you have reconsecrated the Fane, but without all three of them, and you have gotten what the rewards of reconsecrating the Fane is with how it affects Strahd, how it disconnects them from the land. However, without all three of it being reconsecrated, they're still not back up to their full powers.
So what you're saying is we still have to help your third sister out to get all the power, right?
If you wish to disconnect Strahd from the land, then yes.
Just grinding his teeth a bit at the thought of it.
And I'm sure she would really appreciate you getting her home back as well. You have met.
Yes.
Yes, we have met your sister. We've met all your sisters now.
And no doubt they can feel this change in the wind as well.
Are you okay after what happened with Baba Lysaga? That was her, right?
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah, okay, good.
Decades of bloodletting.
Yes, when Strahd took over my home, I used the last of my strength to keep a little bit of my power in that secondary plane of existence underneath the tree. And then I moved into a human form to keep my consciousness and memories. Laura and I share the same consciousness. However, being in the form that I was easily captured by the old hag. It's been decades of torture, I don't even remember how long. But now being reunited with my sisters and seeing that hag destroyed by your hands, I feel like my powers are coming back to me slowly.
And what we saw down there, was that real?
As real as death itself.
Going to walk forward and give her a hug around probably like the middle of her knees or something, given how tall you said she is.
How tall is she?
She's a little...
Is she like Lady Dimitrescu height?
With the antler horns, I would say so.
Oh,
She's kind of very very like, if you imagine like very like Amazonian, sort of like very muscular, very large, and But she's a little bit taken aback by the hug. But then she puts this large hand on the back of your shoulders, sort of like, give you a gentle squeeze. I'm sorry, little one. In that realm of the dead, I have no control over what spirits seep through the cracks, and neither would I want to. The dead senses the living people who enter it, and those who may have unfinished business with you may choose to pay you a visit. I believe that not everyone had pleasant encounters, and some may be guarded about whom they met. But either way, you all put your souls on the line and completed what Strahd had purposely made impossible. And for that, you have proved yourself to be worthy adversaries to the devil himself.
Yes. An enemy of my enemy is an ally, for sure. Then what will you do now that your Fane has been reconsecrated and you have been freed, your mortal form has been freed from bondage? What will you do?
That.
What? Captivity, bondage, what's wrong with that? Annie.
Go to horny jail.
He doesn't say that.
Annie, or
The
Sierra.
player says that.
The player.
I can hear the sirens in the background. They're coming for you.
FBI, open up.
Okay. Well,
I'm taking you to horny jail.
with Strahd's presence over Barovia, I cannot stay in my goddess form for very long. In case they hunt me down once more. I'll return to the form of Laura soon. We'll soon share their consciousness. But basically it's kind of like how Jenny was. Like, she's gonna keep in her human form, but she's gonna have a little bit more power compared to what she had before.
That's wonderful to hear. Are you going to be bunking with Jenny? It's more, I want to know if we need her, where can we find her?
I believe so, yes. Laura's still back in Jenny's home, after all.
Well, I'm glad you recovered some of your strength. And yeah, can you tell me more about what kind of power Strahd was stealing from your mountain Fane, and what we disconnected from him?
Well, let me find my notes. So she tells you that when Strahd desecrated the Fane, in the way that he did, he was able to gain a lot more defenses from it, and okay, so, and then she also adds, more importantly, know that by reconsecration of another Fane, Strahd Zarovich has lost another connection to the land. He is now weaker and not as susceptible to dodging your attacks. If you can restore the last of my sister's Fanes, Strahd will lose his control over the waters, the wilds, the wildlife, and the wind, in this valley. And by breaking his power down bit by bit, that will be the key to his downfall. So, mechanically, basically, you've knocked down his AC.
Excellent.
I won't tell you exactly about how much, but yes, you have knocked down his AC.
How
Fair
much?
Yeah.
10?
No.
Is it more or less?
No, I'm not gonna say.
Ah.
I doubt he
think-
had a 40 AC, but you know.
56 AC.
56.
You knocked it down by 2.
We need to
Good
go
job.
free 4 more Fanes that don't exist.
Yep.
It's a couple of long lost sisters come out of the woodwork.
Then we need to build the Triforce. Just the quest continues. 50 more sessions, please.
Yeah.
I think at what she said about it being real, Desire will put a hand on Bree's shoulder and kind of give it a slight squeeze and just message under her breath that no matter what she says about that being real or not real, it doesn't take away what you've survived.
Bree squeezes her hand back.
Very soft. Are you using your mic now, or is it going through a computer?
Is that me?
Oh no, it's a little bit better now. I think it was just really soft on my end for that point for some reason.
Okay. I'll just move my mic closer. No problems. Yeah, let me know, guys.
And at this point, she looks upon you and go, let me just find my place again. Before you, actually no, she'll ask you, and what of your movements now? What is the plan? Where do you plan on going next? Will you be reconsecrating the last of my sister's home, or moving forward to somewhere else?
So the plan is we've heard word of a potential attack on one of the pillars that is supporting us in the fight against Strahd. However, we don't have enough information about where we should concentrate our efforts. So I believe the plan is for Mr. Wildura, using his wiles and magical might, to gather that information for us so that we can make a decision. But definitely, we're not going to ignore your sister's Fane. It just might take a little longer, especially with the time compression that occurred in your Fane. As Annie mentioned, a week had passed.
Correct, yes. Unfortunately, time works differently in that realm.
I'm just glad Annie's keen mind was somehow able to be aware that a week had passed. I'm very impressed, honestly.
It's very bizarre, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
if
very
a god,
bizarre.
yeah, if an archface says that, it must be true.
Are you strong enough to hold this place? The Strahd and his allies are trying to take back some of those sites that we have restored. We certainly can't afford another week wandering around in that place.
With Jenny's help, we shall do our best to protect our homes. No doubt you have gained the attention of Strahd now that another connection to another way that he's connected to his land has been lost. It is imperative that you take him down as soon as possible before he can plan a full-scale attack to take back what you guys have taken from him. But Jenny and I shall look after her home as well as mine, while still flying under the radar using our human forms. Just realized radar is not a thing back then.
Yes.
Do the druids and such who remain here still worship you? The wolves as well?
The werewolves, yes, they do. However, I have not had a chance to speak with them, to reconnect with them for a long while. The druids, however, their worship has been manipulated by Strahd. Because of the long absence, their beliefs have been twisted and become not something that it used to be. I don't believe that their beliefs are now self-serving and destructive. Not in the sense that. Basically, what she's trying to say is like it's become twisted in the way that they believe the Huntress because they haven't been able to speak to her for so long. And even with the werewolf pack, the werewolf pack's worship of the Huntress is on a very sort of basic primitive level. Yep, corrupted is what I'm trying to say.
Some of the wolves at least are allies, but if there's anything that you can do to bring the people who once worshipped you back to heel, we don't expect them to become allies overnight, but if they could stop being a thorn on our side whenever we travel through these areas.
I shall make contact with the werewolf pack up in the den, see if they may able to aid and survey this area to ensure nothing unsavory comes in to retake my home.
Very well.
I'm gonna say like the druids are pretty out of the picture right now as well. There wasn't a lot of them left to start with, and considering what you guys did on Yesterhill, whoever's remaining is gonna take a long time for them to sort of centralize again. Yeah.
A bunch of them are just laughing mad now.
Yeah.
I don't know whose fault that is.
Yeah, me either.
It's not really anyone's fault.
I was just curious, like, we're pretty thin for support, so I'm just trying to see how much influence she might have. I figured it would be stronger over the werewolves, but we've kind of taken care of all of them, so. Right?
Given that the Huntress... Well, yeah, so it would just be Emil's pack left. But given that the Huntress is something that they worship, they will most likely listen to her if she were to reach out.
Can she tell us if a treasure is actually cursed or not?
Do you guys still have that?
Yeah, we tricked it to avoid the curse.
Oh,
We
right.
had Rosenthorn pick it up.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to show it to her, do you want to show it to her?
Don't know if we sold it or used it. I know we distributed it, but
Oh, well, just say it doesn't exist anymore then. I can't keep track of all your stuff.
no. Yeah, let bygones be bygones.
No, we probably sold it to make room for more corpses.
True.
Honestly, even if you still had it, I think for her, like, treasures and that kind of stuff is very, like, it's nothing to her. Like, given the kind of god that she is, if there was a curse on it, which there wasn't, she would dissipate it.
Cool.
Did you see? Did you happen to see? So, did you happen to see my offering up there? I don't know how it works with this, but they gave a very nice hunting horn, and I didn't see any immediate reaction. I was like, maybe she's just recovering still. She's not strong enough to say, she's appreciative. Just wasn't sure.
Did you pick it back up? Oh, you left it.
Deuce
Bree
did pick
picked
it
it
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bree took it back.
Oh yeah. I did, and I also saw that your little friend took it away again.
Yeah.
Just looks at Bree.
Easy come, easy go.
It's
the
okay,
thought
little
that
one.
counts, right?
Yeah, isn't that what prayer basically is?
I guess she
Yeah.
she must have figured
Awesome
it was
prayers.
like it's like the take a copper, leave a copper, right?
One like for one prayer.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay, little one.
Prayer and
As she looks at
subscribe.
Oh boy.
okay, as she looks upon you, Bree, and she goes, "It's all right, little one. I understand that you may not trust me. Unfortunately, you have met with something quite terrible from your past down there. I was not able to control who still wanted to speak to you, but I hope you understand that I used my powers to keep you in the present. As in, like, she didn't let you die."
Oh.
Didn't you say that area was under your control?
DM speaking. So what I'm saying is that area, she can control who lives and who dies. However, she has no control over who comes in, what spirits from the past comes through the cracks. And yeah, and she wouldn't want to either.
Do you know what it felt like to have someone just ruffle their hands through your memories? Through your head? Through your most private, emotional moments? Even if I were meant to die, you had no right to do so. We have no ties.
Sorry, what was the last part?
We have no ties, no bonds between us.
Those who go through that area, it's clearly you have had something in your life that has made a big impact on you. Unfinished business, shall we say. The spirit wanted to come back and visit you again because of that. However, how do I say this? She says that despite what happened, you were able to still survive, even if it was with her help. You were able to, rise up to the challenge, and as traumatizing as it may be, she commends you for being able to still stand where you are.
Yeah, Bree has nothing else to say.
And at this point she goes, "I understand that you do not trust me, and I don't expect you to. However, maybe this will help." And she looks down at you, Bree, and she goes, and you can see her sort of like sniff the air about you. And she looks towards the rest of you and goes, "The rest of you need not my aid, but child, let me tell you, a true hunter cannot let themselves be tied down by curses and evil magics. And I can smell the curse of the hag upon that rock that resides in your pack. Give it to me, and I shall rework this foul rock into a more fitting price for someone who has bested the trial." And Bree, you watch as the Stone of Good Luck flies out of your pack, and she catches it. And she catches it, and she's turning it around in her hand, and she goes, "As I suspected, it is best not to be picking up cursed items from hags. This is a stone of ill luck, which is known to cleverly disguise itself. Surely you have felt misfortune rain upon you recently."
I think this whole place is cursed, to be honest.
You're not quite wrong on that either. And as she sort of like channels her energy into the stone, you see her brows furrow, and like this bright green glow begins to like appear in her palm. you see the rock change as the energy of its magic of the curse sort of dissipates and is replaced by this like perfectly smooth jet black stone that's like obsidian in appearance. And she goes, now child, hand me your favorite dagger so that I may bless it with the power of the hunt. She holds a hand out.
I still, I don't know which one. Annie
No,
just
thank
gave
you,
me
ma'am.
one. I still have
A
it at
dagger.
+2. Any dagger?
Your favorite dagger?
Yeah.
Fucking honest.
Which one's your lucky juggling dagger from the Juggle with Ernest?
Yeah, I'm like fucking honest.
Fuck you, Ernest.
I guess I have one of them around. I guess. Yeah. To the DM, do you prefer just one that's not equipped? Is that what she's asking?
You don't have an equipped one right now, do you?
No, like so she's not referring to a short sword. She actually
No,
meaning
dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking earnest. Okay. I look to the party while I pull out Ernest's dagger. Looks at do not say anything. Do not tell him what's happening.
Okay. She takes the dagger and you see she presses it against the stone and kind of like embeds the dagger seems to like almost like melt and mold, and like she embeds the stone within the dagger at the hilt. You see the shape change as the blade turns into this like jet black, while the guard turns into this like pale crescent moon shape. And handing the dagger back to you, the huntress says, "And with this blade, you shall be able to hunt all those who hide in the darkness and destroy those who try to extinguish the light. And you have obtained the dagger of the huntress." Which is basically a dagger of blind sight, but with a +2.
Whoa.
Okay, I'll write that in my notes.
Oh, I've already made the
be
homebrew
prepared now.
item for
Yeah,
you.
I think
Oh,
Morgan's
you
got it.
did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at it. Okay.
So if you just do a add item and write dagger of the huntress, you'll find it.
Yeah,
Alright,
basically
I'll add that.
it gives you blind sight as well for a certain range. If you have it equipped.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It means like you can see things even if you can't see.
Yeah, you can fight in the dark.
Yeah.
It means the combo of Shadow of Moil and Bree is gonna work extra well.
Hmm.
If she's hiding.
Well,
Yeah.
you would naturally be hidden by being in darkness. You don't even
Yeah,
need to
for sure.
hide.
Yeah.
You are just hidden.
Oh,
So you stab them, they struggle
Can't
to
see
stab
you.
you.
oh, okay. I
It's
have
just-
to look at.
It's just Bree running around going, "I am the darkness."
Oh shit, and that means if you're attacking from the darkness, you get advantage.
Advantage, and they
you
get this-
always get sneak attack.
Yep. Murder machine in the dark.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
That's really
I don't
sweet.
have to hide behind Marcus anymore. Thank fuck.
No, but that's only in darkness.
Yeah, you have to hide behind Desire.
Yeah. Or in
Yeah.
Desire,
Well,
wherever.
that means like if there's like a shadow of Moil
In
slash you
Desire?
combo,
Sorry,
it's going to
in her Shadow of Moils.
yeah.
My
It
skirt.
means it's gonna be like really dangerous.
Alright.
And
Bree takes the dagger and looks at it over and nods just very carefully. It's better than it was before.
she gives a slight smile and she looks upon the rest of you and goes, "As for the rest of you, allow me to imbue these with the fuck, I can't speak today. Allow me to imbue these with my prowess of the hunt." And she removes 4 leaves from her staff, and they glow faintly. You see this black energy sort of like coursing through the leaves' veins, and kind of like stays in place. She hands each of you one of these leaves, and I'm just gonna pop the thing in the chat. It's basically a one-use charm that allows you certain things. So for anyone who's on the stream, when the players activate this charm, you can either cast Hunter's Mark or Lightning Arrow spell at a 3rd level. And alternately, you can also use your reaction when you miss with a weapon attack. You can make another attack against a target that you just missed. But the charm, however, will vanish after you activate it, so it is a one-use item.
Oh.
Interesting.
Only one use. God dang.
Make it count.
Weapon attacks?
Doesn't have to be a weapon attack. Alternatively,
When you miss with a weapon attack.
Does any of this work for me?
Hunter's Mark works, sort of.
Hunter's Mark is also weapon attack.
attacks. What about Lightning Arrow?
I'm looking at that now to see whether I'm just going to return this and say.
Say, I would like a refund, please.
Can I get
There's
store
other
credits?
party members that use weapons.
She said 4, right? Or
yeah, so everyone not Bree.
Lightning arrow.
I mean, yeah.
Annie, you get
Bow attack skill.
You can
You have
give
to
it
fire
to
a
other
bow?
party members as well. You don't have to keep it
Give?
for yourself.
Give desire.
Charity?
I mean, if you feel like it's not something that you can use or care about using, you can give it to other party members.
Yeah, it's all weapon attack based.
This is
No, she is a
This is like-
huntress.
this is an absolute fucking joke.
Oh, far out.
I went through all for a weapon attack. Thank you for this leaf.
You're very welcome.
I take it like Huntress is like Drax and doesn't like register sarcasm at
No.
all at this moment. Alright, well,
So, she'll say that, after this, she plans on going back to Vallaki and taking the form of Laura again, and sort of to hide out with Jenny in the meantime. But, you know, sort of like, with what Strahd had added to the dungeon, you guys kind of completed what he thought was impossible, and this act of bravery and defiance sort of like unlocked the power that he had sealed away from her, and you restored the Fane of the Huntress, so it is reconsecrated, even though it's not quite the same as what you had to do for the other one.
Yay.
Yeah.
sweet.
Yay.
Yeah, and new t-shirt idea. I reconsecrated the Fane and all I got was this fucking leaf.
Amazing.
Is she still there? Like, or is she
She's still there. She's still there. I don't know if you guys
I'm
want
just
to
like waiting to see how is she getting out of here? Like,
Yeah, like
No,
we keep our eyes.
the portal in
outside,
the
right?
yeah, you guys are where the Gothias tree is. The portal in the tree is still there. As she like takes a step back into it, and goes, "Perhaps I'll see you back in Vallaki."
Well, we're definitely.
Is there anything
heading
that you
there
can
soon.
tell us of your sister's fate?
Oh, good idea.
There were certainly some unpleasant surprises within this one.
Let me go in. What's up real quick? My sister's Fane, the Forest Fane. Strahd. Hold on. Okay, yeah. The Forest Fane has a particular connection to the ravens in this land. When Strahd desecrated the Fane, he killed many of them, snapped the birds' necks, and brought their carcasses to the shrine. And that's also how the three hags took over the area. He did this throughout time, for over a whole year, as far as I can remember. And at the end of the year, Strahd gained the powers of the Forest Fane. He never told the hags exactly the reason for this long-term ritual, but he gifted the coven with the land surrounding it, including the remains of the old windmill.
Oh,
I believe at that Fane you will be challenged to a version of yourself show you fall to the darkness. But by reconsecrating it, Strahd will no longer have any control over the weather or the wildlife of this valley. He'll be fully disconnected from the land, and the only thing that is stopping the sunlight from coming back will be Vampire itself.
So, are you saying that currently Strahd has control over all the wildlife? Would that mean that he could see what we're doing through the eyes of...
Oh wait, sorry, hold on. I changed it a little bit. Sorry, no. So he did have that control. However, that was taken when you took out the Swamp Fane, which was which was Jenny's one. So that one by reconsecrating that one, he no longer has control over the wildlife and the weather. Sorry, backtracking. So Laura tells you that by reconsecrating the Forest Fane, he will no longer be under the protection of... Mechanically, he will no longer be under the protection of a non-detection spell.
Oh, we can scry him.
Interesting. Good thing I didn't try and wasting a spell slot scrying him directly.
But yes, that's what would happen if you were to reconsecrate the last Fane as well. Basically, each one would debuff Strahd a little bit.
I see. Okay, well, good to know about the animals. It'd be a shame to have to deal with every piece of wildlife as if it was a threat.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't had that much animals attacking you guys recently.
Fair. Alright.
Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Do you know what type of boon your sister would be able to grant us upon successfully reconsecrating her fame?
That would be up to her to decide, aka I haven't thought of one. I think it would be something a lot bigger, considering it would be like the last one. But yeah, the supplement didn't really give any ideas of what kind of, like, what the ideas I gave I didn't really like, so I've been sort of like homebrewing a lot of the stuff. With Morgan's help.
Yeah, no dramas.
And
Does that
What
mean I lose
you-
the stone of quote good luck now?
Yeah, you're no longer cursed, mate.
You know
Which
how
was
fucking
annoying 'cause I had
annoying
to
it has been? Because Morgan and I have been keeping an eye on all of your rolls since you got that stone, and like I've been dropping so many fucking hints there's something wrong with it, and I don't know whether or not you didn't realize, or you just like, you were like, yeah, and just
No.
Yeah, magic's fucked, mate.
Magic.
and I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, both of us were just like, you know what, fuck trying to keep track of those, we're just gonna turn into something else.
Alright, so I'll unequip it. Is that correct? Yeah. I'll just delete it?
Yeah, well, technically, you can delete it, because
yeah.
technically it was giving you a -3 to all of your rolls.
oh,
Yeah, it's real bad.
No wonder.
where did she pick it up from again?
It was from the
was-
hag.
It was a hag,
Baba
Lord.
Lafago.
Oh yeah, Baba Loot.
If I recall, wasn't it like, hey, this is a lucky stone, Juice, why don't you take it? Then he was like, no, Juice, Tree
literally.
needs this.
You might be having words.
That
Yeah,
was
it's,
Eladra intervening to make sure Juice did not get more unlucky than he needed to be.
The item is the Stone of Ill Luck, if anyone wants to look it up. But yeah, the reason it was a -3 was because your sheet, you've equipped the Stone of Good Luck, because that's what you thought it was. So you had already, it was already auto-rolling
You had to
the
cancel
extra,
out.
so we had to cancel that one and also take another one down because of the effects of the Stone of Ill Luck.
Oh.
So there's been a few times where like you rolled something and it should have passed, but technically it didn't. And that's why there's been a
Yeah.
few
Hilarious.
instances of
I
that.
saw what everyone saw in D&D Beyond, so I had no fucking idea.
Mhm.
All I saw was just +1 on saves, I think. Yeah.
You thought it was that, but it's not.
Yeah, so she was manually subtracting from your rolls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's some hacking shit right there. Okay. Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
well,
gone.
it's a hag item. It makes sense that hag items are cursed.
Hmm.
I said hack. Hack.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all. Alright,
Yep,
yep.
manual hacking.
And it's gone.
Not me just
Goodbye.
feverishly checking my whole inventory to make sure none of the things could possibly be cursed. I think I'm good.
I
don't
mean,
know
that sunlight
that.
talisman. I wouldn't trust it. And Sergei's sword, I wouldn't trust that either.
Better destroy that.
You can only trust quality Marcus Ravenswood branded products.
TM.
Except no substitutes.
Yep. Oh boy.
Alright, so I will say if there's no more questions for her, she steps through the portal in the Gothias tree and it just disappears.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
I actually had a question. Did the tree look like a normal tree now? Like it's not a weird undead tree?
No, it's still a weird undead tree. It's not undead. It does have a. Okay, the way the Gothias tree works is that it does feed off the bodies of the dead. However, before Strahd, what happened when Strahd desecrated the Fane is that before then, it used to feed on the bodies of like the blessed dead that the huntress's followers will bring, and it's basically considered like a very high honor for her followers to offer up their bodies in death and become like this part of the natural cycle. However, when Strahd desecrated the Fane, he fed a bunch of undead to the tree, and it just sort of like corrupted it from like, tree all down to its roots.
Okay.
So it's still like, it's not evil in a sense. It does feed on bodies, but like it's like she's kind of like the she's quite, I think, like as a god she's quite similar to Kalimvor in that, like, we don't, death is nothing to be feared. Death is a part of life and we need to sort of embrace it.
Okay. Sounds good. I just thought maybe there would be a visual representation that we'd restored the Fane via the tree, but it sounds like the tree was always the way it is.
Yeah, the tree was always a bit gross.
Bit rich of her to say she has no control over this. What happened there when she's the one who chose to set up worship in a friggin' haunted undead tree. Weeping blood. What a nice place to live.
Yes, certainly.
Oh,
I would,
whoops, I didn't realize it would be that haunted.
certainly, we're not going to have
for the
one of
leaf.
these in the manor garden.
Annie, what time is it?
Oh, it's insert time.
Is it get out of here o'clock?
I think that applied about 7 days ago. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say it's probably like midday.
Let's go get some wine, guys. A lot of wine.
It's a few hours away, I think.
Where are you guys going, Balaki?
Where
Hold on.
the
okay,
nearest safe haven, I guess. Yeah, back to town.
I could bring you guys
Yeah.
back onto the map.
We can go back to
he's very
Valaki.
eager to pick up his armor.
Oh,
Armor.
The armor was back in Balaki, yeah, if I'm recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are at Y right now.
Okay.
all right.
And
And
Valaki
never
is
shall we
in.
return. And W is winery.
Yes. Wizard of the Wines.
Okay.
Annie is presuming that Snuffles and Waffles are all good from their.
Oh, yes, yep.
We catnapping outside of the tree.
What?
Take a
lost
short
time.
rest.
Yeah.
You do see there appears to be various dead animals dead like rats, field rats surrounding the cart. It seems that Snuffles is the dog, right? It seems that Snuffles has
Yes.
like, you know, hunted its way through, you know,
Waffles is the
through the
dog.
week.
Snuffles
Waffles
is
is
the
the
rabbit.
dog.
Oh, sorry.
And Diamond is the python.
Yeah. Similarly, yeah, there's a lot of like bits and pieces of like fur or from like dead rats and things like that. And it appears that somehow Waffles, the dog, knew enough about plants to bring Snuffles enough food to survive a week.
Oh, pure.
That is extremely generous of the DM.
Convenient.
Or do you want me to be like, nah, they fucking died?
I mean, it's
No.
that's fair. Did they level up?
They were actually already like level 25 to start with. I don't know, no one ever asked.
We should have been identifying them. They're all high level adventurers under like transformation spell.
I'm not gonna like purposely like unless you guys, you know, make a point of throwing them into battle, I'm not gonna purposely endanger any of the animals.
Sounds good. So, winery, rest the night, and then Valaki, or just straight to Valaki?
I just don't remember how long it takes. If it's doable,
What's
Yeah.
needed at the winery?
Just
Wine.
a safe haven and wine.
Fair.
Are our stocks running that low?
We still have 25 bottles of 20 purple grape smash and 2 bottles of Strahd virgin wine.
Oh. Keep
Oh,
those
no.
to one side.
Hmm.
Perhaps we're better off simply asking the assistance of someone in town. I don't know how much time that will add on, and we have little idea where we're going. It doesn't make sense to add on potentially an extra day's journey when so much time has already passed and we have no idea just how bad the situation with Argavast Holt has become.
Sounds good to me. Then we should probably make haste if it's already midday.
And this whole ordeal has felt frankly anticlimactic, and I don't see much to celebrate here.
Oh, you drop your leaf. Here's your leaf.
Good, I almost lost it again amongst the thousands of identical leaves.
Marcus, why don't you hold it for your lovely wife?
All right,
Put it
so
away.
he just tucks
Gentlemanly
the
thing.
2 leaves into his glowing. Like obviously it's daylight, so it's not glowing as much, but his glowing top hat. You see 2 leaves are now tucked into the band.
Yeah, okay, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's be done.
Okay, so where are we heading?
Back to Valaki.
Valaki?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say you could reach Valaki by nightfall, if that's
No.
what you want. Yeah, like it'll be dark by the time you guys arrive.
That's cool.
That's
Everyone
fine.
can get a proper rest or whatever. Yeah.
And we can see how the repairs went by the Wachter brothers of the inn because they smashed it.
Right.
Before we get to Valaki, at some point while we're walking along, Juice wants to like hang back and pull Bree aside for a second.
You trying to be stealthy about it?
Yeah, I'm trying to just have a moment to talk to Bree like by herself while we're traveling.
Roll for stealth for me, see if the other party notices you doing that.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
You're
So-
a bit, you're a bit,
Possible.
You're a bit obvious
Ten.
about it, but like, you know, if the other party members realize what's happening, do you guys want to be like, hey, what you guys talking about, or are you just gonna,
So-
you know, let them be?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, well, I'll just be like, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like we overhear a few words here and there.
Look in the
Well-
other direction. Subtly walk.
Well, you'll hear
Yep.
whatever Bree is saying,
So
because
subtle.
Juice is gonna... You'll see us go back, but he's gonna speak telepathically to her.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna say, in her mind, hey Bree. Don't have to answer me out
Sitting
loud.
next to me. What?
What?
Are you sitting next to me? Like, why are you here?
Yeah, I just
What?
kind of like, so I kind of like put it, Juice puts his hand on Bree's shoulder to like, you know, say, hey,
What?
just hang back a sec. We'll say into her head, you don't gotta respond right now, but I know what you went through back there. If what you're describing is what you told me about in our travels together before all of this started to happen, and I don't think I can understand or compare what experiencing that again was like. But it just makes me realize that here, even with things like these Fanes that seem both powerful and weak at the same time, they just seem like they're able to exert the power that they do have on those that they can, and those that they can't, like Strahd, they have no choice but to just hide from sometimes. And I think we just gotta take from them what we can, do what we know we can do with what is available. You know, that's how we've always worked since we sort of met, right? Taking from the rich, given to ourselves. But I guess now everything that we're doing might have the benefit of getting us out of here and maybe anyone else. I was trying to say earlier, after that brush with death that you had, that it seems that everyone that I meet seems to get worse luck. And I didn't mean to seem insensitive to what had just happened to you and talk about me, other than this realization that I had. What I saw was the boy from my youth, from my kidnapping, that I was in a cage with, or cage next to. I had to leave him to die a fiery death with my captors as well. Seeing him again and being able to talk to him, it did give me a little bit of solace, knowing that apparently he doesn't blame me for that. And I feel that me living means that that fortune needs to be spread to those who are helpless to their fate and whose luck needs changing. And that it's not that those who are around me become unlucky, but that they're drawn to me because I have the power to change their luck, to have their experiences changed. And I'm hoping to focus more on that now, and to help change others' luck more than just my own. I want to tell you, Bree, that I'm, you know, recommitting myself to helping you and helping everyone else, because that's what needs to be done. That's what everyone deserves. You don't need to say anything back to me now, but just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you and everyone else here. And he'll walk back to rejoin the group, unless Bree stops him. But
That was a long conversation in our head. One-sided conversation in our head.
Hmm.
Before he moves away, she just gives him a hard nudge against his shoulder. I'm just glad you're okay.
Same to you. Same to
Now,
you.
what do you mean by how are you considering on spreading this luck exactly? It doesn't sound. And the conversation just. Yeah.
I was Deuce spreading his luck.
Yeah. Sus.
Alright, so you guys all pack up your belongings back onto the cart and slowly make your way, bit by bit, out of the Esteho area and towards Valaki. And we'll take a break right here, and we'll come back in half an hour's time and see where we go. I don't imagine today to be a very long session, mostly because I have work tonight, so I don't have a lot prepared either.
Sounds good.
Work. Totally not Zelda. Totally not.
I was playing the game. No, I actually do have work tonight.
Cool. All right.
Alright, cool. Everyone go on break. We'll come back in 1:45. Or wherever 45 that you guys are right now.
Nom, 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 nom.
See everybody then.
Goodbye.
And we're back to our 50th episode, part 2.
50th episode, part 2. Okay, so I will say for the sake of expediency, you guys make it back to Valaki. It is probably past dinner time by now. Night has fallen. You make your way, your cart rattling through the gates of the big city.
So no one's out and about.
There's a few people out and about right now. It is raining. So most people have taken shelter indoors. There's the guards still at the gates. A little less people than you.
Nothing
sorry.
noticeable that it has been like over a week. Nothing noticeable has changed since we were last here.
You notice the majority of the guards are no longer wearing like the uniform that they had to wear under what's his face's rule. Thank you. No, I would say at this point you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
All right.
Did we have plans for lodgings since the inn was halfway destroyed by the Wachter brothers?
I mean, how did they go? It's been a week. Like, you can get a lot done in a week.
They can get a lot of drinking done in a week, I'm sure.
Touche.
Would the smith be open still at this hour? I'm not sure exactly what time it is.
You can check.
Quick shop at the armorer before we find lodgings, maybe?
Man, I'm starting to think you like smithies more than I do. I'd never interrupt one at night.
I mean, if it says closed for the evening, we won't bother him. We're not gonna knock down the door.
Okay, let's check the smith. While we're here.
Okay, you head to the blacksmith. You notice that the forge, the fire is not going. There is the lodging that is attached to it. There is light inside though. Seems that the blacksmith is not open at the moment.
Shoot, we're too slow for today.
But you could, I don't know, if you want to talk to the blacksmith in his home, or you want to wait till you come back tomorrow.
I'll respect the working man's business hours of business. I think it's only fair. I'm sure we're all
Yep.
tired from the travel.
Yes, the travel.
Okay, so since the Blue Water Inn might be, I guess like it's along the way. Like, how did it look from when we were heading to the Smith? Did it look?
Walking past the Blue Water Inn, you do still notice there is like scaffolding. There is some of the part of the wall is still collapsed. It's still under construction, very much so. It's getting there. It's gonna take a while though. It was a lot.
Well, I guess there's the church, the orphanage, Jenny's place.
Children, God, or a ramshackle.
Wait.
Inn.
Is this the town that had the casino?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think they have lodgings there? Like a separate, like, you know, the top 10 floors of the building? It's like a
I
hotel.
think you
Is Juice
grossly
come back there
overestimate.
after?
What?
Didn't you get caught palming some dominoes or some such?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was more like an underground parlor where you lost against Ernest in that knife juggling contest. So I can understand why you blocked out the memory.
Oh, like, is Rictavio's, was his caravan? Or something here-ish?
He took his caravan with him. It wasn't Aristox stockyard, but unless you want to go swing by to see if it's still there, but he definitely took it with him. And I don't think you know where Victoria. I don't know where you. I don't
We
think you
haven't
know where he is right
connected
now.
with him in a week or more.
Oh my god. I checked the stern. Is there like some
What him is called?
Oh no.
Voicemails.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember. I think we did. I know where I did. Bree knows the tower. Where the tower is? Maybe. I don't know.
Do you want to travel at night?
I
You
guess
guys already went past the
assumed it
tower.
was- Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps let's check in on the inn before we make any hasty decisions.
All right. You go to the inn.
I'll put you guys in. It might still have the remnants of the previous fight, but hold on.
Very zen music.
No, wait.
Oh, yeah, the Walkers are there, but obviously
Oh,
they're
Is,
repairing it.
is dynamic lighting still on?
I mean, if you didn't set it up
possibly.
for the map.
No, I don't set it up. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just loading.
Okay. So heading to the inn and going inside, you see that there is still service happening. Not as much as before, considering a good chunk of the tavern has collapsed. But there's about 5 different people inside, few of them in pairs, just having a drink, having a bit of late night dinner. I will say Erwin is behind the bar. I don't know where Danica's token has gone, but let's say she's there. She's there as well, just popping in and out of the kitchen. Upon seeing you guys enter, Erwin gives you a hearty wave and motions for you to come over.
Will approach.
Let's not be
Yep.
shy.
Friends, oh, it's been a while. I haven't heard from you for over a week or so. Even, oh my god, I'm having a mental blank. The other Raven girl.
Muriel.
Yeah. Even Muriel could not find you guys. Where have you been?
Just
Oh, we've
popped
been
in.
underground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Underground?
Not buried. Not buried.
I mean, we did have to dig
Absolutely
ourselves out, so I guess you
Wait.
could call it buried.
True.
Someone buried you alive? What?
It was a whole thing. Don't worry about it. Can we get a drink, please, Owen?
No, of course, of course. Boys, bring our friends a drink. And you are seated, and you are presented with some purple grape smash and a bit of food as well.
Good home-cooked meal after being buried alive feels good, right?
I'll say the Walker boys aren't actually in this same inn. I'm just gonna pick them out of the thing.
Was the inn looking besides the dining room? Because I know most of the damage was to the upper levels where the rooms were.
It's still looking rather damaged. This is a big fix. You do know that given that the layout of the inn, perhaps some of the rooms that was in the corner that wasn't hit when they transformed might still be structurally okay, but majority of it seems to have been just.
Has the I think it was the balcony, because I remember that knocking and almost killing the boys. Has that been like planks have been put over so you can kind of go upstairs again? Okay, so
Yeah, that part.
some of those rooms would be okay then.
Yeah.
We can just ask. I know this is a bit of a rough time to ask, but do you have any spare rooms available?
They're not the one that you guys stayed in previously. We do have one room that is available, but it's only the one. You may have to squeeze in a little if you all like somewhere to stay.
I think we just need a place just for some safety and just some rest.
Sure, I shall get that. There's only two beds in there, but I should get Danica to bring up some blankets and something soft for you all to rest upon. I'm sorry, majority of the rooms, the walkway either got broken or it's no longer viable and structurally safe for you to stay inside.
Is that okay
If you guys
with
don't mind
everyone?
sharing one room, we're more than happy to have you stay the night.
It's better than outside.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you for your hospitality. We'll make do with the one room.
Yep, so I don't say.
Other than the repairs going underway, anything new? Any news traveling on the wings of a raven, as it were? We did lose a little bit of time. We were underground, but it seems that we didn't actually experience the passage of time, so if you bring any new tidings, that'd be great.
The Order has told me there's been increased activity around the Solenka Pass. Just more of more of the Devil himself's minions going in and out of the area. Solenka Pass is a little bit too high for us to fly close enough to get a good look, but there will certainly be more people around that area.
DM, remind us where the Salinka Pass is, because I don't remember.
Solenka Pass is on the way to the Amber Temple. This it's high up in the mountain, very snowy and high altitude area.
Right.
It's where Ludmilla set up shop.
Yeah. If you guys imagine kind of like the path that, in Lord of the Rings they had to take to get to, when the stone giants attacked, that's in that snowy scene, that's kind of the vibe of Solenka Pass.
Chris is like, can I ever?
Yep, I'm there.
This is like
Equated to the Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Were there any, I guess, familiar figures in that area that made
I
it there
believe-
frequently?
I believe Muriel did say that she spotted Strahd's advisor, the Drow.
Oh,
Sorry, not the Drow.
Rahada.
Drow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rahada.
wait, hold on. He's Drow. Yeah, he is Drow.
Dusk Elf or Drow or
Dusk
whatever
Elf,
they
sorry,
are.
Dusk Elf, yeah.
Okay. Did she tell you where, like, on the map it might be?
I don't know if you guys know where. Hold on, I'm just gonna look at the Barovia map. Solenka Pass is.
Yeah, I remember it being written there, but it was a bit of a mountain range. So I was like, where? Which grid? A34? Like,
Yes, we move our party to A34. Check.
And we place it in the defense position.
I activate my trap card.
Nice.
It's Bree. What a surprise.
guys,
Okay, so
motherfucker.
I think it was pointed out on the map. I'll just bring you guys back onto the map.
Alright.
Oh, okay, zoom out.
Okay, so if you were to zoom down, Solinka Pass is T, and Amber Temple will be X.
Okay. And where was the activity?
Solinka Pass.
I mean, I
So
assume it's
T-ish.
like, okay, T-ish, okay.
Alright.
Where's X?
South,
Bottom,
east.
bottom middle.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And where was spooky good wizard who died a while ago?
Oh, that's on the other side of the map.
Oh,
Yeah. North.
Mount
That's in
Barrow,
the
wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
north,
nice.
northeast.
yeah. That's Mount Baratok. That's the other side of the map.
I don't know why. I remember that.
Remind me briefly what his name actually is again.
I don't think
Just
you
the
guys know.
Mad
his-
The
Mage.
Mad Mage of Mount
Mage.
Baratok.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was looking at my notes for wizard, and I'm like,
We tried.
tried.
No. Okay. But, was there any, apart from Solinka Pass, was there any activity happening in, Argonvosshaus?
Very good.
Not that we know of. No, there has been. We prepared regular surveillance in that area, flybys, but we haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Are we expected to see something?
No!
Keep a bird's
we-
eye out on the area.
Do we need to increase the surveillance for Argenvost?
We should.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
There's no reason to beyond spirit to conceal it. We do worry that Strahd or his allies will attempt to retake it. It's not
I'm
a
not
request
surprised.
necessarily for you to put yourselves in harm's way, but
We can certainly increase the surveillance of that area to make sure that nobody is getting close to it, but I'm not surprised if the devil himself wishes to retake that spot. After all, that shining beacon is not by a middle finger to him, really.
we'd like to keep it that way.
Yes.
Nice and shining bright.
Yep.
Yeah, how are the boys? Have they been behaving? You know, helping with the renovations here?
Well, let's just say they weren't made for hard work. They weren't made for labors. Their hands are still too soft, really.
Ouch.
A learning experience then.
They're learning slowly, but we're getting there. Some of the other townsfolk has been helping out as well. However, I do
Any
plan
sign-
on. Sorry, please go ahead.
Any sign of their mother?
I don't believe so, no. I do plan on sending the Walker boys to Barovia to be reunited with their sister after this, though. Do you think that might be a bad idea, putting all her children in the same spot? Perhaps would that be unsafe?
I think if she's sent them here to fight us, knowing they could die, it's not surprising to me that she hasn't followed up on their well-being. Certainly, they could stay apart from their sister in Barovia if they are worried, but
Yeah.
I think that woman considers those tools
And
discarded.
Exactly, my dear. Once the pawns are off the board, does the player care about them anymore? I think not.
I think it would be best to make sure Stella has some form of familiarity as well. So once the inn is completed, I'll get the boys to head to Barovia, with escort, of course.
There'll still be some time anyways. Make sure every nook and cranny of this place is spotless and and sturdy. We might be seeing their mother soon anyways, so yeah, we'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't had the order hasn't told me anything out of the ordinary of any figures, any suspicious figures coming in and out of Valaki as far as we know.
And just with your watches and surveillance, I don't suppose you've know how Victor and Lady Lydia, his mother, are doing at the moment?
It appears that being in Barovia is doing them well. He's helping a lot with Ismark with organizing the city, organizing the town, trying to help its people out, especially after the attack that happened there too. Stella's still taking some time with her recovery, but that is to be expected. But Victor has certainly stepped up a lot. I feel like being under his father's shadow, he never really got the chance to shine in leadership.
And how is your council faring now? So much time has passed since the Baron.
There is still some pushback here and there from people that were loyal to the Baron. However, we've had to suspend our duties a little bit ever since Father Lucian was injured. He is doing better. He is doing a lot better. He was up and speaking the other day as well. Once he feels like he's ready to return to his duties, we shall see if there is okay, what I'm trying to say is they're gonna want to decide whether or not they want to elect like a new baron or just have like a council that runs the town, as opposed to one person making the decisions.
Oh, that's great to hear that he's moving about. The last time we saw him, he was close to death.
I mean, he's still not 100%. He still has his night. Hold on a second. Sorry. He still gets his night terrors. Still sees visions of that horrible monster that attacked him.
Oh god.
And I fear that's probably going to be there until said monster is destroyed. But he's holding on, with the help of everyone on the council, with the help of Lady Claudia and Yeska. He's holding on.
Well, that's good to hear. Maybe we could see how Father is doing tomorrow morning.
Don't you have something to pick up from Blinksky as well, Mr. Ravenswood?
Oh, I'm very aware, but unlike certain people, I know not to interrupt a craftsman in his off hours.
No one interrupted anybody.
Sorry, even the thought of it. I know
Rest
better.
is important.
Blinksy's
Exactly.
business is doing quite well, actually.
That is most wonderful to hear. I've been putting a lot of capital into his business, so I'm glad to hear that.
I didn't take Marcus for a thought police type of guy, but I guess so.
Well,
Marcus
your
is
room
very
should be-
serious about his craft.
Well, your room should be ready if you wish to rest up for the night. The boys can take you upstairs.
Yes, please.
If it's
Just
all
make sure you don't step on that particular plank on the way up. That one's still not
Which
secured very well.
one?
Which I'm sure.
Whap.
if it's all right with you, it sounds like we'll be dealing with cramped quarters. At least while I wind down. If I could sit at the in one of the tables here and work on my crafts.
Of course, you're more than welcome to stay down here. The majority of the patrons are going to be leaving soon anyway.
Do you need a hand
Thank
of
you.
anything, Desire? Or
I don't know. I'm sorry, Bree. I'm just regrouping. Besides, you can all get settled. I tend to be a night owl anyway.
let me know if you need anything. Yeah.
Okay, so for
You
those
got my
who
back, I got yours.
Okay, so for those who are following the Walker Boys, it's kind of like those you know not to step on certain planks because they make like a squeaky sound sort of thing if you're sneaking, but you guys managed to sort of hop your way into the spare room that is available. So there is 2 beds inside. Certain futons have been rolled out onto futons, and feather pillows have been like put on the ground, enough for everyone to have a rest despite being a bit squeezy.
Juice might not head directly up to the room either. He'll
Where are you going?
I'll just try and find like a quiet spot where no one else is kind of around.
You can probably go into the stables in the back.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll tell everyone I'll be right back, guys. Just gotta drain the old snake outside. I'll be back.
I didn't need to know.
Also, as you head into the stables, you can see both of the Walker boys. They've fallen asleep like against the bale of hay. They look exhausted.
I'm sure they're gonna sleep well. I don't think they'll wake up for anything. So Deuce sort of makes himself comfortable in a little spot, sits down, maybe put some like hay down around to make sure he's comfy enough. Lays out some of his dominoes in sort of a little bit of like a little pyramid in front of him. Says to himself, really hope this works first time. Ugh. You see he extends his hands out in front of him and the little pyramid of dominoes starts to glow. You can hear like almost a little like as if it was like a little chime bell going ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. And he starts to commune with Oladra to ask her a couple questions.
Is this divine intervention?
No, this is commune.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna bring that up so I can have a quick look at it.
Yeah. He's just essentially going to ask 3 yes or no questions to Oladra. And she'll directly respond as she can. But yeah, feel free if you need a little bit more description.
Yep, and I think did we say that the certain ways that your domino flips will give you like a yes/no equivalent? I remember we vaguely talked about this.
Yeah. It can be like the top domino in the pyramid can flip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what are your questions?
Elijah, if you've been watching, you know that we've been going through a lot of trials, especially Bree. And I just need to know, are you the one responsible for all of the dramatic and exaggerated and frankly insane kills that have happened whenever she manages to strike the killing blow on any creature that we've had the misfortune of facing?
You see the top domino, and it lands face down to what you understand to be no.
Huh. I was hoping it was. This would have made this so much easier. Okay. Is the god or being or thing responsible for all of that? Evil or malevolent?
It turns to face up.
Well, fuck. Is Bree in any danger from using or pursuing this ability that she has from this being?
You see the domino shake and vibrate and remains in the face up position.
Ladra, damn it. Okay. Thank you. This has been very helpful. And you'll see that dominoes will sort of swirl back into his hands and up his sleeves. And he'll just hold one up. Thank you. And he'll put that
Feel the
one domino.
connection. Yeah. Feel the connection break.
Alright. I'll figure this out. And he'll head back to join everybody.
Okay. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before going to a long rest?
Yeah. So, I think this is more during the long rest, Marcus. He gets, much like I assume Blinsky as well, which is why he was so particular about the craftsman's off hours. He gets most creative in the night times. But noticing Desire still hasn't returned to the room, he would, discreetly make his way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And probably miss Juice on the way.
Juice is out in the stables.
Exactly, so he would miss him. And yeah. So, Desire...
Desire's not trying to hide, so I don't think you are.
No, I'm resummoning love, and I will have by this point resummoned love, and
Yep.
she'll be sitting on my shoulders while I work on crafting some of the things that we got from the abbot.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... And you're not being hidden. So, alright, so Marcus will walk up to you, make his presence obvious, maybe lightly pet Love. Don't know how Love would respond to that.
She nips him.
And Marcus just takes it in a very good-natured way, just like, oh you, Love. And says, oh, my dear, I see you're working on something a bit different. I had always thought you to be a craftsman of the herbs and the potions, but the horn, I've not seen you work with such materials before.
You've never really asked before.
I'm sorry, my dear. I guess I get too swept up in my own ideas and inventions, but know that, like, the miracle elixir you made, I have never felt so powerful as to when I had that. So I think of you as quite the master of your craft. How's it going with this horn?
It's not my usual material. Plants are living things, even venomous creatures. I think I understand them to an extent. I know how to bend something living to my will, but this is not going so smoothly.
Well, certainly working with this kind of material, this almost bone-like substance, can be challenging. But I noticed ever since you met with the Huntress, there's been perhaps quite a lot of anger, and I understand what she put Bree through absolutely was unacceptable, even if, as she says, it wasn't in her control. Like, she's the one in charge of that realm.
Marcus, I'm my usual peachy self. I don't... We can all be angry on Bree's behalf and rush to her defense. As she went through something terrible. The rest of us were... We have no right to complain.
No.
All
No,
the
certainly not.
closure and the warm moments of reunification that we could ask for.
Are you purposely trying to deceive him? Because I will have you roll for deception if you want to do that.
Okay. Oh, wow, I'm off my game.
Marcus, can you roll insight?
Sure. Do. Yay!
Blind in all
Three
things
best
I
desire.
believe everything my wife says.
Yeah.
She could never lie to me.
Perfection.
Yeah, like, certainly that
And if she
warmth.
did, I would know.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
yeah.
That's genuinely one of the worst deception rolls I could make.
But this is Marcus we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. And, yes.
Like Marcus needs like disadvantage on deception on insight against desire.
I don't really need it anyway. I do well enough on my own. So
You're none the wiser.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that whilst you're angry on dear Bree's behalf, you're able to channel that and still concentrate on your work. But certainly...
No,
Hmm?
No, it's, what is it they used to say here? All will be well. It's fine, Marcus. Go about your evening.
Oh,
I don't need anything from you.
well. If I recall correctly, all will be well was to cover up the fact that everything was not well. So I am now concerned for you, Desire, especially because I came with some good news for a change.
I'm bracing myself, if you cannot tell.
Okay, well, I must ask something of you. Specifically, I need to get your shoe measurements. You see Marcus produce a little measuring tape.
Really?
But you don't know the size of your wife's feet.
I mean, me in real life, I do, but I couldn't think of a better way to do this, so...
Cinderella, here we go.
Yeah, indeed.
They may have grown from all the walking the party does. You never know.
But swollen.
Oh, God.
I've had a sudden flash of must
Bunions.
kill juice.
I mean, like more than usual.
Oh, That I think that happens a lot. It's something to do with his god, I believe.
She's trying to send the rest of us messages that she's not sending him, that's for sure.
Indeed. But I'm currently working on a little project because of what happened between us in that horrible dungeon under the tree where we were separated by that chasm, of which even our mightiest magics could not reunite us. I plan to change that and grant you...
How so? A pair of magical handcuffs?
Of course not.
Because we're already wearing these. She'll show her wedding ring.
No, those give you protection and allow me to take damage on your behalf.
So all men like to say.
I hope it's only me that's been saying that to you, but no, this is even better than that. The ability to fly. So you no longer levitate like some common street magician. You can now fly like a queen.
Common street magician desire.
It's a level 2
basic
spell,
bitch.
guys. It's level
Amazing.
2.
You have
Level 2.
truly grown rusty at compliments.
I apologize, my dear. But my point is, you'll be able to fly like the angel you are.
Gross.
Yuck.
This is how straight people flirt.
I hate it.
No, kid.
And so this is tied to our experiences in the dungeons, how?
Because if you could have flown, you could have come back to me and not had to deal with whatever spirits stuff. I'm glad it didn't. You had an easier time than Bree, but you know, we could have bypassed all that silliness together and stayed together.
While I sit and observe as a passenger, your memories, your visitations. If you give me such shoes, Marcus, I may just... There's no guarantee I'll fly back to you.
The most beautiful bird is the one that's not confined in a cage. And I consider you the most beautiful of them all.
You hear that, love? And she'll nip you again.
I'm sorry, love. I meant in general, not of all birds. You're very lovely too.
Marcus, these are just pretty words. This is the kind of thing that poets say, but we know the reality is different. The things that... Never mind. I've let this huntress get too much in my head. I don't want poetry. I don't want empty promises. I felt... I just want to be left to my work. And she'll kind of slide the horn along the bench and say, "Here, another invention for you to play with." And she'll kind of start packing up her things from the bench, including the broken hand mirror, and start kind of tucking them back in her bag, like she's preparing to storm off.
And
Just
you're
remind me,
not
what horn is this?
the
The unicorn horn.
Tyler's horn.
I was thinking like a drinking horn.
I mean-
unicorn horn.
I mean, sure.
You turned a drinking horn.
So, are you trying to hide that you're packing away like the mirror? that
I
you
don't
said?
really feel like I need to. You've never noticed until now.
Okay, so Marcus will say, "Oh, it's a lovely hand mirror you have, my dear. But I see it's been broken. Would you like me to repair it?"
Desire will clutch it really close to her chest and hiss at him, "Don't you dare touch it."
And Marcus will be taken aback and say, I'm sorry, my dear.
It was a gift from a friend, and I suppose, just like scars on a person, this mirror has accumulated memories that I wouldn't care to lose.
Has he never seen this mirror?
I don't think Marcus registers much.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that they both have kind of private dressing rooms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
More rooms than we know what to do with.
It's like, oh, okay, scars. Well, it is our scars that, I suppose.
What did I tell you about poetry,
Fine.
Marcus? Enough.
Fair enough.
What I am telling you with the utmost clarity is that this mirror is precious to me. Do not go trifling through my things. Do not mend it. Do not make it into what you believe it should be.
So it is as it should be.
If you can let your impulse to tinker and change rest. Some things are happy precisely as they are.
Alright, I understand. I shan't do anything to your treasured mirror.
Not everything in this world should be molded to how you see fit.
Oh no, I'm no god.
Not them either. Not the huntress, whatever she
No,
was.
certainly not. Certainly not.
Keep the leaf too. I have no need of it.
Very well. And Marcus looks at the horn and says, I shall make this into something befitting of you.
Well, I'll wait and see if Juice or Brie asks for something first. Yeah. You've been pretty occupied. It's fine. I need rest, and I'm well aware I'm not going to get it in that crowded room, so I may as well. And she'll drain the rest of whatever she's drinking. The further we can get from the time we spent in that tree, the better.
Sounds very good to me. Rest well, my dear. As much as you can.
You're heading upstairs.
Desire will go upstairs.
Oh, okay. Did you get the fate measurements?
It's not a big deal.
Sure, she'll kick him off his bar stool, pin him to the ground, and say, "Here."
He likes that though.
Yeah, I assume that was just part of the conversation, like as we were having that conversation.
I'm sure you're holding my foot for half of that conversation.
Oh yeah, not letting go. Like, he's well past the point of doing measurements.
All right, enough. It's a shared room, Marcus.
Yes, my dear.
And I won't go to the stables.
I'll say at this point, Deuce has gone upstairs as well.
Alright, good
So
night.
You guys are.
You can learn Lemon's tiny hut, or we can wait. Thank you.
So you guys are all now in one of the upstairs rooms together. Bit squeezy, but enough room for everyone to take an adequate rest.
I'm glad everyone's
We're sleeping
back.
on the floor. 'Cause it's not
Before
me.
Before we
What was it?
retire for the night, I think we did want to check in to see maybe what we're doing next, and maybe try and look in on one of our enemies to see what's most pressing.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, please.
I forget what we did last time. Did we scry Ludmilla, and did we have something of her? I feel like we had something of someone's, but I don't remember what.
Shadow.
Cat shadow.
You see the cat shadow?
it's like raptor shadow. Just raptor shadow in the back.
Yeah. If not, well, we'll just have to try without.
Do you have anything on Ludmilla?
No. Ah, dang. Yeah, she only gave me a verbal invite. She didn't give me a written one.
I only remember Bree grabbing something from the crazy one.
Is that the one we
Yeah.
tried on last time?
No, I think was it Rahadin that you scried on?
So I thought you just
Yeah.
scribed.
We may have scried
what's
without
her name?
anything.
Yeah, it's possible. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what Ludmilla's up to. And, you see the what's it called? Raven's Eye Pendant. The holy symbol of Ravenkind, kind of like, floats up from Deuce and just kind of like hovers over his right eye, and he just starts spinning as he looks through it and tries to scry in on Ludmilla. So
Okay, so I'm still looking to see what I have to roll.
I'll link it again. No, it's a well. It's that's the DC, but
So knowledge, second hand, so 0.
a likeness or a picture. Can one of you make a minor illusion of her face, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I mean, one of you can literally just like disguise yourself into her.
Either way, a likeness or a picture.
Yeah.
He
Makes
has a likeness, so I
Minus
don't...
2 to the roll.
Desire will create the minor illusion.
Okay, so it's -2 and wisdom save against 14.
Yeah.
I don't have Ludmilla's shape up right on Roll20 right now, so I'm just gonna roll manual.
Sure. So
Okay,
it's
so
minus
as
5.
you look into your mind's eye, trying to focus, it's almost as if you're like having like an out-of-body experience. You kind of feel like whooshing sounds around you, and just only you can see this, right? Only like other
Yeah,
people
I'm
can't
like,
see
I'm
it.
like looking through my
Okay.
Raven
know.
thing. Since I'm using the holy symbol of Ravenkind
Oh, okay, yeah.
as the thing, I'm kind of like looking through the little red.
Yeah, you're just looking through, like, okay. So, it takes a while for you to focus. What you're looking through right now, the area is quite smoky and foggy. Can you hear? You can hear it as well, yeah?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like there's
so
like
you
a sensor
hear-
within 10 meters of
Yeah.
or 10
So,
feet.
you hear, like, hissing, like, kind of like the sound of, like, water being vaporized at speed, as well as, like, the snarling of monsters and, like, the crackling of electricity. Looking down, you appear to be hovering about 5 feet above a tall feminine figure. It's Ludmilla, and beside her, standing stern with his hands behind his back, is Rahadin. And through the noise, you hear Rahadin go, "The master is growing impatient. It's not helped by the fact that he is hastening the wedding plans, and whilst the girl is still resisting his advances. Just how long is this going to take?" And Ludmilla chuckles and replies, "Well, you are eager to please him, aren't you? Patience, my dear. This new piece of arcana tech I've developed has proven to be powerful, but volatile. You're still getting used to the pain. And at that, you hear like a crashing, a thrashing in the area in front of her. As the fog starts to dissipate a little, you see a horrific sight. See what appears to be a large steel cage built into the wall, and inside is this humongous, grotesque wolf creature of some kind. You see that its body seems to be like a mix, like an amalgamation of different animal parts sewn together into this like grotesquely mutated lycanthrope form. You see swollen muscles and various growths has been like grafted into its skin. Its fur is like mottled with like stitch wounds and like open flesh bleeding. You see on its side what appears to be like rows of eyes and mouths arranged along its flank. And it seems to be hunched under a large hump with what looks like this glowing, crackling gem the size of a dinner plate embedded within its flesh. It's whining and it's crying. It's throwing itself against the cage bars in order to get closer to its master. And Ludmilla sighs and goes, "He's beautiful, isn't he? You know, after trialing many modifications, he's the only one to survive thus far. Argynvost will stand no chance when he's complete." And Rahadin looks at her and goes, "Well, the elite vampire squads are ready to be dispatched. After the previous encounter with the meddlers, I've taught them new skills that shall come in handy. How long do you think your new pet will need?" Ludmilla goes, "I suspect 3 days at most. This new arcana tech is already fusing with Wolfie's body. He just needs to learn to harness the pain." Rahadin looks at her and goes, "Wolfie?" Goes, "Yes, are you questioning my naming conventions?" "Not at all, my lady. I shall tell Lord Zarovich that we shall be ready to retake Argynvost within 3 days then. I'll see you back at the castle." And he takes a deep bow as he takes leave, and Wolfie's howls pierces through the fog of Ludmilla's lab of terror. And at that point, you feel your scry. You feel your body zoom back to where you are now.
Was I able to tell if like the wolf creature was like a werewolf we had seen or something before, or this was just a new creature of some sort?
It is not one you have seen before, no.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
I sum up to everyone essentially what's happening. So it seems like the bride and one of the brides and Rahadin has a new toy up their sleeve. It seems like Ludmilla is aspiring to be Abbott 2.0.
What do you mean?
Some sort of wolfy, stitched up amalgamation of a creature that has some sort of techie implementations, according to what she was saying. I don't know. Something unnatural is what I got from looking in on her, and Rahadin seems to be there, although he said he'd be reporting to Strahd. I don't know if that means manually, if he'll be going there, if they'll be together or not, but...
Did you get any indication of when they plan to launch this strike on Argynvost?
They said it'd be ready to attack in 3 days. So I'm guessing that gives us a little under to cut that off.
And it wasn't Emil, was it? They didn't recapture him.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
This creature is also like large in size. It's not it's big.
yeah, they put like a bunch of different body parts. I'm sure I saw like I couldn't even tell how many arms or legs or abs this thing had. It could have. It was so big, it might have had 40 abs for all I know.
40 abs.
Yeah, it was really big.
Yes, bio-artificing. It's not a great way to spend one's time. Very unhealthy. Especially with 40 abs. How redundant.
Yeah. I think Lumilla's,
Even if it's not Emil.
she must be unsatisfied with the amount of abs that Strahd has and just put a bunch more on this thing.
So it's the abdominals you're stuck on, Mr. Wildura.
Stop imagining hot furries.
Know thine enemy, Mr.
You made the hot
Ravenswood.
furries.
I didn't make the hot. This is not meant to be hot. I don't know where you guys got your abs from.
Said there was an excess of body parts. I had to extrapolate somewhere.
Was there anything else that she was working on, or just this single creature?
It was certainly the thing that I could see the easiest. I could only see a certain distance into the area that she was in, and it was taking up a lot of the space. Oh, she called it Wolfie? Yeah, I don't know. Not a great name.
Wow.
Not helpful.
Oh, I think I hear it still. I think I hear it a little bit.
Wolfie.
Its groans and screams were just...
So it's like, oh, it's so like, it's like as if I'm right there.
And I suppose the question is, where do we wish to fight it? Can we make it to Solanka Pass before it's complete?
Hmm.
And do we want to fight it alongside Ludmilla and potentially Rahadin? Or...
Were they just going to send it by itself to Argynvost Holt, or?
Or other forces.
It sounded like it was to bolster their improved vampire army that they were apparently building, so if we can try and get there before it adds to the complement of whatever else, I think that's probably best. I don't think we want to meet them at
We still need a
Argynvost
plan.
Holt fully prepared.
Certainly.
for whatever
So-
else there is. At this point in time, couldn't anyone simply walk into Argynvost Holt?
One does not simply.
I knew.
Yeah.
We
the
do
wo-
have
Hmm.
Uriel set up to be doing passes through there.
But even if we stop this creature, all of these other vampires that Rahadin was talking about will still make their way to Argynvost Holt. Should we
Yes.
ask for help?
I
bring-
don't think there's anything wrong with asking for help and bolstering
That's where
our
you're wrong.
allies.
Yes, we have much in the way of allies. Proper wolfies rather than this creature. And certainly the wolfie, not only do we have our allied wolves and potentially Aragul's, we might be able to count on the support of Aragul and those Vistani, though they might wish to maintain neutrality.
And all the orphans and their crossbows.
Indeed. But when we fought the wolves, the Kirill's pack, we were able to utilize traps to great effect. And I think if these vampires think they're going to have they can just walk right in, they've got another thing coming. We have time.
So, what are you saying, Marcus? That we let Ludmilla finish this creature and use that time to prepare at Argynvost Holt?
Or do we go and get them whilst they're still thinking that they have time and catch them off guard?
Maybe we can split the difference. Perhaps we can send a message to our allies to fortify Argynvost Holt, and while we try and head off this creature, the castle at Argynvost Holt is not without its defensibility, and they could probably at least buy us the time while we deal with that creature, and we may have enough time to get back to Argynvost Holt.
My concern is that dealing with the creature at in the laboratory means also dealing with Ludmilla.
And whatever else she has cooking up there.
And it's enemy
And-
territory.
We have so little idea of what she is capable of, in addition to the creatures that she operates on.
Well, we're gonna have to deal with Ludmilla eventually. Better separated from Strahd than in concert with him.
That is true.
Yes, if we can try and divide and conquer the consorts. Though we do still have a slutty bard. What was his name?
Who?
What's his name? Lou?
You're talking about
Rico.
Escher?
Escher.
No,
Escher.
MC
Escher. MC Escher.
Yeah.
We do still have Escher, who we could I can't recall what sort of lines of communication we
Who
set up with
said
him.
he
'cause
would- none, and she said he would aid us if he was
Yeah.
confident that we would win. He's not going to stick his neck out, but
Yeah.
And
He could be an information source, but he's certainly not an ally.
we could, but information is power. Like, look at all the things that we've accomplished so far, the conflicts that we've had, because we had just like a little bit more intel and sort of knew and had some plans set up ahead of time.
DM, how far is it from Argynvost Holt to the... We don't know where in Selenka Pass it is, but Selenka Pass just in general, in terms of days travel by foot.
Let's have a look, eh?
And the
Please.
biolab we think is in Selenka Pass, or is it somewhere else?
We
Selenka
think
Pass.
yeah, it's Selenka Pass on the way to the Amber Temple.
I would say it's probably
Right.
about a. Given the treacherous of the area, probably about a day and a half to 2 days.
So that means if they're going to be attacking in 3 days, it's nearly complete because they then have to march their forces over for the 1.5, 2 days. So that means by the time we get there, they're already marching to Argynvost Holt.
and we don't have the
Um,
advantage of meeting it on some kind of home turf.
I mean, if we could have got to the Selenka Pass before they started marching, we could set up explosives on the bridge and just blow the bridge while they're on it. But we just don't have time.
Please feel free to clarify if that timing is
Yeah.
actually wrong.
If Lumina was gonna start leaving, like start
Yeah,
heading
I think
towards
what I
our
was
muscle
trying to say
by
is
day
she would
3
be-
or get there.
Yeah,
The
she would be
beginning
like.
the
It
plan.
might not take them as long to traverse Solenka Pass, given they're used to the terrain. But I would say the 3 days is like they would be ready to start leaving towards Argynvost Holt in 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Not like the third day, they're at Argynvost Holt.
We are there. We are there in 3 days.
Okay,
So
okay.
they're beginning to start operations in 3 days.
So then the
Yeah,
question
that's what I
is,
was gonna say.
do we set up a trap at the Selenka Pass? Which I believe is the only way, like, yeah, it's the only bridge over the Lunar Lake River. The Lunar River, sorry. So, I guess how quickly... 1.5 days, right.
I still feel like
It means traveling at night, though.
I still feel like if we don't try to get to the lab even if Ludmilla is not there, other creatures can be created if we don't handle the lab. We don't know how much time it takes, but the lab has to be dealt with one way or the other.
But are we prepared for the worst case scenario where Ludmilla, Rahadin, a completed creature, and an army of vampire spawn await us?
You didn't hear where their rallying point was, Juice, by any chance?
I don't.
Because if we could set a
think
trap
so.
there, that could help us cut off a lot of their forces before we ever engage them.
No. Could always try looking in on them again tomorrow morning, but I'm tapped out for the night.
Alright, then perhaps more information is needed before we make a decision. I believe you still had to collect something from the blacksmith. I need to see Messer Blinsky. There are things we need to do before we make a decision.
Alright. Can wait till morning then.
What else are you trying to find out? If you were to scry again?
Basically, if we go to the lab, are we going to be meeting everyone grouped up there? The vampire spawn, Rahadin, Ludmilla, and the creature? Or is Ludmilla going to finish the creature and then meet Rahadin and these forces somewhere along the way?
Gotcha.
Because, for example, if they're meeting up, like all of them are meeting up at the lab and then marching down the Solanka Pass, and we can blow the bridge, we could, destroy a whole bunch of their forces and then, deal with the remnants, which is tactically sound.
Just to save you, okay, I'm gonna save you another scry because this is probably something that we would have talked about. I will say, during that scry, you would have found out that Ludmilla is creating this creature from her lab, whereas Rahadin is gonna be drawing his forces from Ravenloft.
Gotcha.
Okay, and Ravenloft is
So it's kind of
Q,
like the
right? Oh wait, no, Q's Argynvost, isn't it?
Ravenloft is
K? Yeah, it's K. Okay, so where would they meet?
But remember at Ravenloft, they have those teleportation.
Oh, you're
thingies.
right.
Yeah, they've
Shit,
got
what
the,
were they?
the-
So,
the little
try-
stones that would take them
Yeah.
to the lab as well. So they'd
Yeah.
be meeting at the lab.
Okay.
So yeah,
Just
that could
like-
be. They could all be coming from the lab. They could all be coming from the lab for all you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of unknown things here,
Mm.
but at least hopefully she doesn't know that we know what she's planning. And I feel, yeah, this is one of the roots of their scheming, the power building, that if we take it out, if we burn it to the ground, that is something that would deal a lot of damage and screw up quite a lot of their plans, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel if we do that and we take down Ludmilla, maybe Rahadin won't feel like he has enough power to take Argynvost. It's like,
Yeah.
did it sound like? It sounded like, from how I interpreted, he seems quite dependent on what she's creating. So,
Yeah.
don't feel like there's so many things that are out of our control here, but I know it is scary, but
No.
good,
Bree,
good on you for being able to scry, hey, and see what that woman is doing, hopefully without getting caught. So that's already a big advantage for us, so we should use that
Yeah.
and catch her
Right.
unaware.
I think it also stands to reason that fighting them in the close confines of a lab versus out in the open when we never know what can be called in or
Yeah, I think the things that have caught us most off guard is other enemies using sort of the um, area of effect spells, but if we're in close quarters, then they couldn't really do that without taking out some of their own, possibly.
Worst case, I can go in and maybe Deuce can come with me. We can just do a scout mission of the lab, see what we're dealing with, try and get there as early as possible, do a scout, make a decision there. That's
And
like,
possibly drop some of Ez's explodey potions.
yeah.
How fast could
if
we get there, Marcus?
Sorry, Marcus just looks like he had like a IRL stroke of
have-
genius moment.
Yeah, I did. Annie, you were telling me earlier, as we were traveling, about how you had understood a new spell that generates hallucination terrain. We could plant, using that scroll of creation, I can recreate the gunpowder that we use, Bree and I use for our muskets. We can pack them into barrels, and you can make the bridge just look like a normal bridge.
Oh,
And when they walk over the bridge, they are none the
like it.
wiser.
Classic.
And then a classic Desire Eldritch Blast sets off the spark, and we could say bye-bye to a large chunk of Strahd's forces. Or, as Erwin said it earlier, give him a much more practical middle finger than a beacon in the distance.
Why does something always get blown up when Marcus is in picture?
so you would like to find an ambush point along the way, Marcus?
Yes, one
And that
that
would be
we
when
know
they're-
they have to cross.
That would be when they're already on their way as well. Like, I thought we were trying to get to the lab before the lab could get to Argenvastholt.
Think there is value in getting to the lab.
This could be a backup, like the backup plan if things go south at the lab.
No, but the thing
If
is, like,
we
if you
don't know
guys
where
were to
Rahat-
Yes,
leave,
like
no,
we
I was like,
need-
if you guys were to leave like the next day, you will be able to get to Solenka Pass before they start marching.
Yeah, there's no way to do both, Marcus.
Indeed.
There's because we need Annie to set up the illusion. We need myself to trigger it. That would be making a choice to give up any
wait.
advantage that we have in striking
I mean,
at the lab.
if only we could get to the lab and find out where they were meeting. And if scrying doesn't suffice, then good old-fashioned stealth and reconnaissance, which seems to be our forte.
I just also thought, I would assume since it's Miller's lab, I would assume there's a teleportation point there.
I think in the thing that you guys found in Strahd's in Ravenloft, I think there was a teleportation
There was.
stone
Yeah.
to
Marcus.
Miller's lab.
Perhaps
We don't
if we
know
can
where
get there
Yeah, you don't
early
know where.
enough to deal with Ludmilla and the creature. Supposing Rahadan's troops will teleport there on the third day to deal with it, then we can have a trap set up at the
For Rahadan.
teleportation site.
Yeah.
Assuming that is, we can try to find out where they'll group, but if we're fortunate, that way we could deal with both rather than our allies having to fight off Rahadan at Argenvastholt.
Certainly. And if we need to deceive them, I'm certain you, my dear, could put on a very convincing Ludmilla disguise.
You know me, Marcus. I just can't lie. I blush and get tongue-tied. It just doesn't sit well with me.
Well, then perhaps that's... if we're desperate, we might do that then. But otherwise, nothing is quite like luring your enemy into their base of operations and then destroying said base.
Alright, so just sum it up for me. What's the plan right now?
So many plans. We got plans within plans.
Yo,
I think
dog,
let's
I heard.
Get to the lab early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and maybe sort out Lamilla first. If we do, then set a trap for Rahadin and crew. Maybe after.
Yeah.
Wait for them
So you're
to
not gonna
teleport.
you're not gonna try and cut them off at Solanka Pass. You're gonna go straight to the lab.
Yeah, I feel like if,
Yeah.
if things maybe go south and we have to, for whatever reason, retreat, then we could perhaps go
bridge.
back to Solanka Pass and then try and ambush them there.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So
Or
straight
if
to the
we
lab.
find information at the lab that points us where to go next, then we utilize that.
Okay.
On this map,
Mm-hmm.
there's only sort of like a 1 square equals a quarter mile, but I don't think there's even any squares on it.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't worry about the scale,
yeah.
because I changed the scale already.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to know what theoretically is and isn't within 1,000 feet of us.
How long's 1,000 feet?
Nobody knows. Only the Americans.
It's
It's only 300 meters. You're
Oh,
nowhere
God
near.
damn it, that's fucking nothing! Why does it sound
like
so
not
big?
even a mile.
Yeah, it's not even a mile.
That's fu-
It's
God,
like
that's bullshit.
0.2
Like
a mile.
you'll be able to see it.
Ah, fuck. Bloody feet.
Yeah, feet, right?
Feet.
Oh, you're talking about hallucination terrain.
No, I'm talking about
Oh.
locate object.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like.
Yep.
What is that radius? Like. Radius.
I mean,
of
even
about
if it's
1,000 feet?
radius,
I mean, that's
you're
like
the center of the radius.
Yeah.
6. How many? What? 6 Olympic pools? Radius.
It's still not very much.
What if the
Six
Olympics
Olympic
are
pools
free?
isn't that much.
I'm just trying to
Some kind of quaint halfling tradition.
Like pools.
Oh my.
Alright. Well, actually, talking about allies, should I give Venrickton a call? Maybe.
You should probably check in. We have been AWOL for a week.
God. He might be within. He might know how to get to particular places. Maybe.
You want me to see if he's within 1,000 feet of us?
Do you really want to use that?
You can locate
ability
objects
right now?
on people.
I mean, he does have some unique objects on him that,
Yeah,
and he's
Use it
very
with
familiar
locate
with.
plants or locate objects?
I mean, I still have locate creature too.
He is more of a
He's a
creature.
Does no one get
He's a
privacy anymore
Oh,
around you two?
what?
Just
I
crying
don't
all the time.
understand.
Yeah.
Go
Coming real
ahead, Bree.
How many words again was it? Was it
25, bud.
25.
Oh boy, he's gonna
You
be
can
so
count.
mad. He's gonna be so
He's
mad.
not. Holla, it's your girl.
He's going to be more disappointed
Oh,
than
wait.
mad.
Am I still supposed to do the Valley Girl accent just in case they hear? No, that's only when we're Ravenloft. Okay, I think it should be fine now. I think. I don't know. Okay.
Maybe you should do it just to be safe.
Yep.
Yeah, you should definitely put on an accent just to be safe.
Accent time Bree style.
Oh no. Okay. Someone counting. Oh, okay. Lisa's ready.
Lisa's got their fists out.
Yeah, I need to. What?
Ready for fisticuffs.
Okay, so we just need to find out where he is. Maybe we can ask.
And ask him to help protect. I mean, we have no guarantee of who will want to help protect Argonboss Told.
Yeah, okay, so we might need his. Okay.
He may be able to set up traps. Work with the werewolves. Who knows?
Okay. Alright, I don't know. YOLO. Hey! Sorry.
Hey, girl.
Back at the Lucky?
Back at Velaki.
Was that like Yester Hill?
what would you say? Was
You want
at like.
Was
the hill?
at
That's
the
not-
hill.
Is the word unlike? Okay.
Lost
Like
a
the
week.
punctuation mark here.
Last week.
Lost a week.
Oh, lost a week, so one more word.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's like Italian. Lost a week.
Lost a week.
Lost a week.
It's
Mamma
me,
mia.
lost a week.
This is racist.
Where are you? Might need help at Argivasal.
It's one word.
It is one.
Is that 20? That's 20. You got 5 more words.
Love you lots. Okay, bye.
Guard attack imminent. Set traps.
Bring bombs.
Oh my god.
Bring traps. Love you. Bye.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh god, he's
Okay.
gonna kill me.
It takes a few minutes, but then you hear
Because he's doing his deep
him.
breathing
To
exercise.
recover from
He's
laughing.
entering himself.
where the hell have you been? Thought you died
Fuck.
at Kresik. Now Aragorn back in Valaki. Argonbol's told under attack from whom?
Who do you fucking?
Yes!
Come on, Rictavia, you're smarter than that.
No, but as like, obviously
Which of
he
the
knows
enemies?
it's from. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay.
He's like, narrow it down, Hui.
Narrow it down. Like, am I dealing with flies? Flyers. Anyway.
Yeah, I should have told him. Okay, well, I don't have any.
Nah, you had to say love you, bye.
Yes. In case they're listening. In case they're.
Why you talk like that?
Why you
Talk
talk
like
like? Why you talk like? And then just. He's happy to hear I'm alive.
Yep. That's what I got out of that sending stone.
I don't know. I think he's gonna.
It wasn't on loudspeaker, guys. Okay, it wasn't. Everyone in the room. Yeah. So Aragorn.
We're looking at your face and we're judging from that.
Yep.
Aragorn. Who's Aragorn? See the.
The only hot character in this game.
The one that's banging.
Oh,
Oh, the one that's dating
Oh.
Claudia.
Yeah,
Not juice.
we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Aragorn.
At least not around Juice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's our best friend.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll send him a message tomorrow, but he's in Kresik, which is, again, letter S. Okay. I mean, I guess he could make it over here in a day's time. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'll message him tomorrow. Yeah, but at least he's nearby-ish. Yeah. Oh god, he's mad. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna sleep on this and not try not to think about it. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Marcus, before you turn in, I suppose, he says, looks at you and says, he's not mad, he's just disappointed. My father said that a lot to me.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Okay.
So what do I say back?
And he gives you like a friendly pat, like he's not expecting you to reply, he's just like, it's okay, this happens to me all the time.
Night, everyone. What did Marcus go
Okay.
through? Jesus. Yeah.
Is there anything anyone else wants to do before you go into a long rest?
Drink.
Yes.
Sleep.
Yes.
Annie is going to wash the animals.
Wash the animals.
Oh yeah,
well,
they're like
what?
bloody and
Covered in
stuff
blood.
from all the hunting.
No, not waffles, because you shouldn't ever submerge a bunny. But Snuffles. Wait, no, Snuffles. Snuffles is the bunny.
Waffles.
You shouldn't watch
Yeah.
those. But she is going to give Waffles a bath and
Okay.
groom him a little bit.
Waffles does not like it.
Constantly
Oh my god, he
blinking
can
out
just
of his
blink at.
tub.
Yeah.
It's like you put him into the tub and he just blinks in and out of
Okay.
it.
So Annie tries doing that and just ends up precipitating him because it's easier.
It's like he does a thing that like huskies do when they're in groomers.
Ow, 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 ow.
Just like it sounds like
Annie,
they're
we're
being
trying
murdered.
to sleep. You're like unholy howling from down in the stables.
But he is cleaned after much attempt and much chasing him
And our
blinking
bond
around.
is stronger than ever.
Okay, so for the sake of expediency, is there anything else that anyone wants to do in block? I will say the next day you're easily able to pick up Deuce's armor, and you're also able to pick up the little werewolf plushie thingies that you have commissioned from Blinksky.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. In the morning, Marcus will, having finished it overnight, along with his other items, gives Desire the winged heels. So you can just add winged boots to your inventory, but no, you have to
the
adjust
heels.
to it.
Do they
But they're
actually
heels.
have little wings on them? And what color are the little wings?
They have little wings on them, yes, and the color is gold, like Desire's eyes.
Oh,
Gross.
fancy.
Yuck.
Ah. Alright, I suppose these are adequate.
High praise from Desire right there.
And you see Marcus like jump for joy.
Yes!
Like, yeah, he's oh what a feeling kind of
80s
thing.
Freeze frame.
Vindication!
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
So is the plan... Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to do like one sending spell. Like, once we're like into the morning, since we remember that like Strahd and stuff they sleep during the day even though there's no sunlight usually, right? Like we saw them go to bed. So at about the the morning time, I'll send a sending message to Irina, because she, I imagine, is also wondering what's happening. Deuce will say, and he'll let everyone know, he's not hiding this or anything. He'll say, Irina, lost a week in time warp. You holding up? News on wedding? And able to resist Strahd's mind flip during the time slip? Be safe.
What the?
Okay, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting the reference.
I was worried about everyone. Good to hear you're safe. I am too. For now. The other wives have been pressuring me. It's 25 years, so I only got 2 more. But Escher kind.
Yes, you're kind.
Alright, Irina seems to be holding up, and apparently Escher's being something of an ally to her there, so that's a good sign.
Any word on the date of these nuptials?
Unfortunately,
Fit into the 25
no.
words.
Yeah, but
Can you send again?
You
can't.
are cordially invited to.
well, I mean, I remember we had asked the last time I just don't know what that number was, and now what that number minus a
Rahaden
week
said
is.
he was trying that Strahd was trying to escalate that timeline in the vision that you had.
Yeah. I could send a follow-up
Well, if we can
message.
make it so that they have to plan a funeral first, so much the better.
That's true. That's true.
Perhaps they'll delay it.
Funerals do
Take
tend to take up a
precedence.
few days. Yeah.
In my experience,
The
they
loss
don't
of
let you get
someone's-
married again until the funeral's out of the way.
Yeah, the loss of someone's wife could be such a really disheartening thing for someone. I guess.
He's got 4 and looking for a 5th. I think Strahd bounced right back.
Ludmilla is his longest standing wife, though.
Oh god, she's gonna be super powerful.
Yep.
He's gonna be super pissed.
And we know she's some sort of mage, unlike the one that's into Bree. Like literally, we could wall of force the one that's into Bree and then just go pew pew pew. And you see Marcus doing the little hand gesture.
Writing this down for future reference.
Marcus, they're listening!
Oh no! I guess if we can scry them, they can scry us.
So
Quick, everyone talking to my top hat.
Before we
Actually,
leave,
no. If Bree is,
asked-
if
Yeah.
Bree is attuned to the dagger, she should be able to see if there's anyone scrying on you because of blind sight.
I don't think that's how blindside works.
she could see anyone invisible, but scrying
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
a
the beacon is
floating
invisible,
orb.
though. Hold on, look. Because I was
also
looking
It
at
just
no one-
depends on whether you think that the orb makes any ripples, like...
Yeah, so the
blind
see
sight-
the in the definition of scrying
Oh.
says a creature that can see invisible objects sees a sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your
Oh
fist.
fuck! Yeah, then
So she can see if anyone's scrying on you.
Are they, Bree?
yeah, Bree, are we being watched right now?
Also, Annie's got
Probably.
the amulet of proof against detection, so no one can scry on her either.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's true.
I totally forgot about that.
You don't see anything. You don't see a luminous orb about the size of your fist anywhere around you.
What am I supposed to be looking at? It's just like it's just us
There's no ghost
in
orbs.
this room. Yeah.
Shall we ask the Mardikovs to contact allies before we depart? And is Ez here as well? That we could ask them to help with Alchemist's fire.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah. Did we see
Ez
her
is in
caravan?
Krezik? Is Ez in Krezik or here?
I don't think you guys know where Ez is right now.
Fuck. Oh, but
Where did we
No,
leave
we didn't-
them? Did they leave without telling us anything?
Last I remember, they were heading away from Krezik, though I can't quite remember where.
What?
Because I was planning on this anyway, I would say, for the sake of ease, you do see that on the way in from Valaki last night, you do notice her caravan.
Is here.
okay.
Okay.
In Valaki. Not sure where she is, or where they are, but you do notice the caravan.
Okay.
But I suppose we should send out notes via the Mardikovs to the werewolves.
Is it to for them to meet at Argon Volholtz and prepare? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, in 3 days' time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
How much are you telling them in this note about what is
Well,
potentially
I mean-
happening?
I would be transparent with them that if we can ask for their aid in setting up traps that Argynvost Holt is potentially under attack, we'll do our best to
Bless you.
to protect it, but maybe we tell them at the worst. I don't know what the rest of you think about this idea, but if Argynvost Holt is breached, they should take the skull with them. Then at least we don't have to fight someone else to recover it.
Let's go. Oh, okay. God. Totally forgot about it.
If Strahd's realized the importance of it and takes it into his castle, we stand little hope of recovering it. If they set up traps and it looks like we've failed and they can't or do not want to risk themselves holding off the vampires there, they should take the skull with them. I don't think we can ask them to give their lives for this.
Well, better safe than sorry. Just tell them that, that skull is of great importance and Strahd will be aiming for it. We are going to try and stop the attack prior. But we will like their support in case we fail. I guess.
Easy, the boy.
Yes, if the letters are being written, we can tell Ez in person about this.
Yeah, I'll say you're able to tell Erwin and Danica what is potentially happening at Argynvost Holt. They're very disturbed by the idea, so they say they'll send Raven out to the werewolf den as soon as possible to get the word out.
Where?
And I'll say at this time, you do see Ez has come into the Blue Water Inn as well. If there's anything you guys want to tell them, you don't have to RP it. You can just give it to me in like a block right now because I'm trying to finish up the session ASAP so I can shower before I go to work.
I guess maybe just summarize what happened and where we're heading, and let them know where Benricton is. Oh god, I should really ask them if they have means of contacting Benricton, or no? Do they also have sending stones?
They also do have a sending stone.
Okay, so I don't have to deal with the angry dad backlash and the disappointment again. You'll just let them know where we're gonna be. That's all.
And where do you want them to go if you want their help?
I guess set up lovely bombs at Argynvost Holt.
Okay, so basically it'll help the werewolves.
Do you think? It's probably for the best. Emma, you're muted.
You're muted, him.
Isn't there a bridge coming up from... So sorry, Q is Argynvost Holt?
Hold on. Yes.
And Ludmilla's laboratory is X?
T.
P.
T. T. T for T.
T.
T for tree.
Oh, they've already crossed the bridge.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, hold on. It's.
You're like,
I didn't realize it was actually over the bridge already. I'm just gonna like pop that thing to the other side of the bridge.
Then Ez is welcome to, I don't know, do you think it's worth having someone at the bridge to destroy it? They would have to... I can't see any other... Like, they would have to go all the way up to P to cross. if Ez was able to destroy this bridge here.
You mean to come down from the river instead?
So we're preventing them, limiting their options. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or we could ask Ez what's remaining of their alchemist fire stock. And
They can
could,
make more of it.
so they could give us what they have remaining and go to Argos and help set up some traps there, and we could set up on our way to Selenka Pass a couple of bombs at the bridge before.
I will say you would know that Selenko Pass is quite a snowy territory. Like, you guys need to actually prepare to go into this area. Cause
Not me.
Yeah, you're fine, but it's just like, if you guys may need to like purchase like, thicker clothing, snow gear, that kind of stuff.
Oh no, Taylor needs to come back.
That is why I made those heavy wolf cloaks so we could.
Yeah, we've got some stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're fine with
Yeah.
that then.
Yeah. We got winter clothes.
I forgot about that.
We just have to convince Bree and Juice to wear shoes.
Never.
Impossible. Get it off.
Difficulty level.
And you will freeze.
Juice is literally losing toes on the way there.
I assume they're like, the feet is like natural issues already.
Oh my god.
True. Feet naturally shoes.
Okay, so basically what you guys are hoping to do now is that you're gonna head to Solenko Pass and perhaps scout out the lab and set some traps at the
Yeah,
bridge.
so we'll take whatever stocks Ez has of Alchemist Fire, and then Ez can go straight to Artemis
Also,
Holt,
okay.
and then
alright.
we'll go up this way.
Is there
Assuming
anyone
that you're
else?
moving.
Yeah, is there anyone else you guys want to contact, your allies or anything, or is this enough? Is this enough of a plan for now?
I can. Oh, I wrote a very hilarious message for Venrict.
Yeah, I mean, you do have another sending now that it's the next day.
Oh, right. Jenny lives near here, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's a bit lucky too.
Yeah, so we can also. And Laura's currently staying with her.
What are they gonna do?
Well, didn't the Huntress say she was going to get in contact with the werewolves? She might be able to kind of talk to them through her statue that's in there. So that way she can kind of get the message out quickly. I'm not saying we have to RP it, I'm just saying that might be quicker than sending someone to the werewolf den.
I trust the Molotkovs more. Their system has been reliable and consistent. Yeah. You don't know how long it takes by Fane mail.
No. No. Yeah. Bird mail seems to work well for us.
I mean,
It won't
I
take too long for the
guess-
Markovs to get this. It's like, as the crow flies, it's not that
Yeah.
long.
I mean, Marcus, you're totally welcome to go and tell Jenny what's happening, and they will use their magical doors to get to wherever, and if they feel like it, they can help us. If not, it's just like how everything has been so far, so,
Same old, yeah. Well, I can at least pass on the word. You never know. They could provide some support. Just let's not expect much.
Alright, yeah, sending Stern to Van Richten, I guess, with Az nearby, because why not? It'll be hilarious. So, the Jurek's wife and best man might be crashing that place again.
Hold on, I might be crashing that place again.
We're going trekking at Selenko's Pass to hang with them.
To hang?
To hang them.
Do I have any more? That was it?
That's it. That's 25.
Yep,
Unless you want us to use the sending stone.
that's fine.
Uh,
I give Ez a thumbs up.
it takes a bit, but you hear back. Selenka Pass, I shall meet you there.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Dad's
That's
mad.
not what,
Oh,
that's
no.
not what we wanted.
Hey.
Response
Stop
with
talking
K.
like that.
Stop talking like that.
I was wrong. He's not disappointed. He is mad. Sorry.
Is Libra.
S, protect me.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Oh no.
You know how he is. Don't worry, he is worried.
Like, I didn't know we would lose a week.
Honestly, God, I thought you might have passed as well. It's no one knew where you guys were for a whole week, but doesn't matter. You're back. Everyone's safe. From the sounds of it, you've saved another Fane. Now we're just gonna make sure that you're gonna make sure those people don't take Argonboss top back. But I'll give you all the Alchemist Fire I have, and I'll head over to the stronghold. See what we can do to make that place safer.
Is there
Hopefully-
any way for us to stay in contact? Do you have another sending stone by any
I
chance?
don't have another one, no. I mean,
Can I have your number?
You can message Van
give you
Richten.
Instagram.
Yes.
I mean,
Slide it
Ducia can send me a message if needs be. Unfortunately, I don't have another sending stone.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Yeah.
But look, I'll send word by Raven if anything changes.
Okay. No, it's good to see you again. It's been a while. Yeah.
I know. Stay safe, okay? I don't fancy having to lose you all for another week.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. Be careful.
And same to
Actually,
you.
have you ever been to that area before?
Argonboss? Yeah, of course I
No,
have.
no. Tselenka's Pass.
Also,
Have
like
you
a
ever
pass.
been? Yeah.
Not close enough to really be able to tell anything about it. It's real treacherous conditions up there.
Do you have any cute winter gear? That
I
you
mean,
don't
none
need?
that will fit you.
First.
This is like little sister asking like so like do you have anything
Can I
like,
borrow your
you know-
clothes?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I
everything
promise I'll
of
give
mine
him
is gonna.
back.
Anything of mine is gonna drag on the floor with you. I suppose there's some woolly gloves that I can lend you, but
Aw,
cloaks and
thanks.
whatnot, I think Marcus has you covered on that.
Okay. Do you have any spare rope?
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
You don't have any rope left?
Oh my
Used
god.
it.
The story you told me. No, we don't have a single bit of
I'll
rope
double
left.
check back in my wagon, but I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay, thank you. Or any magical candles or light thingies?
I'll say she does have a hemp rope. That's how long is it? Does it say how long? 50 feet
Like
of hemp
50
rope.
feet. Okay.
Yeah, she's able to give you 50 feet of hemp rope.
Woohoo! Thank you.
They're able to give you 50 feet of hemp rope. God damn it. But yeah, yeah. And I will say, if there's nothing else that you guys want to do in terms of assembling potential allies, we'll end the session here. And Molly, at this point, pops up from the pack and goes, "Shiny plan, shiny."
Shiny plan.
Thanks, Molly, for the approval.
Very cute. I love it.
Love a shiny plan.
A shiny
Yeah.
plan. Cool.
Let's hope it's shiny.
No, it's good. It's good. I actually quite like what you guys came up with. I still wanted to leave the ball in your core in terms of what you want to do.
Very
Shiny
nice.
plan.
Very proud of everyone.
1.5 day to possibly get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
We got
So there's
this.
enough urgency, but also enough time for you guys to prepare anything that you want to.
Yeah. We're gonna do
Perhaps you might be able to take out one of the big bosses before you even have to fight them in Ravenloft.
it. That would be good.
Ideal.
That would be
That would
wonderful.
be nice.
I don't
If
know
not-
if she can teleport, but we don't have any counter spell characters. I don't think so. Gotta kill
Don't
her
you guys have
fast.
counterspell?
Hmm?
Does no one have counterspell here?
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
Oh, never mind. Your
But do I ever
two
have any
spell
spell
slots? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. yeah.
Okay,
You better get
so
hit early.
alright, so
and we
what's
know how Desire loves to be right near the enemies.
20.
Oh yeah,
100 feet
within
away.
30 feet.
It's a ranged spell for a reason. I don't have to be right next to anyone.
Okay, so in terms of what's gonna happen for the next few weeks, for us Melburnians, we do have Oz Comic Con coming up in not the next session but the session after. So I have asked Matt to run Candlekeep for our next session because I need time to finish my
27th?
stuff. Yep, so the next fortnight, which will be 27, 28, we'll be running Candlekeep. And because the fortnight after that will be Oz Comic Con for us, and I need time to sew.
Yeah. Which means we're
So
gonna...
this 10th is a break?
Yes, 10th will have to be a break. Because
Okay,
I
cool.
just straight up will be out.
No worries.
That's all good. That actually kind of maybe falls well because I might take a little trip back to Montreal that weekend of the 10th. So
Oh,
we'll
Okay,
see.
yeah,
though.
that
We'll
works out
see.
well. Yep. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Life is life. But
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so we will, and I think
anything we
I'll
can
need
do
some-
to drag this out past this year.
Yep.
I think I do need some time to
Nervous
sort
because
of
you're
plan
like,
this thing
oh,
out.
another
so-
50? I don't think so. No, we're going on side quests, baby.
You want
I'm
to
gonna
end
find
this.
that
You don't
lady's
want to end. You
chickens
want to
and
end
give
this
them
while
back.
it's still well. You don't want to drag it out like The Walking Dead or some or Game of Thrones or something
You're
like that.
incorrect to do. They failed, but we'll succeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like we've already gone past the written material. We're just making shit up now as we go.
That's always fun.
All right, cool. So, yeah, good job, guys. I know it wasn't like a very exciting session. We were kind of just wrapping things up, but I'm glad that we kind of got a plan of attack going forward. Yeah. So, anyone who's still on stream, thank you guys for joining us today, and we will see you in a fortnight's time back at. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say we'll also do like a little mini raid. I think it's like mostly just us in here, but I know some of us got some subs, so we can have access to our emotes. So a good friend of mine that I worked with in Montreal, who streams, streamer, he streams games and D&D stuff, named Bast50. We'll do a little raid of him. It's been a while, and he's raided us before, so I figured
Mini raid, let's go.
Yeah, we do like a little mini raid. So I gave like the raid call. So when we raid him, you could just like copy paste. That'll be good. But if that's it, yeah, we can say goodnight and until the next session.
See you guys in a fortnight's time back at Candlekeep.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. Say bye.
Bye, everyone.